The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Concava SC Monday, June 3rd, 2024. This program starts now.
Sports!
Are wonderful, and we have finals set up for two of the main sports already. The NHL found who was going to be representing the Eastern Conference in the Western Conference over the weekend. The Florida Panthers are back in the Stanley Cup Finals representing the East, and on the West, congrats to the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
They end up getting past the Dallas Stars in an elimination game where they only had 10 shots on net. That is actually a record for the lowest amount of shots needed in an elimination game in the history of the NHL. Connor McDavid was dancing on the ice all over the place, and now we eye a thrilling final where the lumbering, skilled, tough dudes of South Florida will take on the most electrifying dudes on the ice in the Edmonton Oilers. The distance between the two teams is the most in the history of North American sports finals.
Boom. Yeah.
They're going to be traveling a long-ass way. Edmonton, way up left Canada. Obviously, the Panthers, way down right America. But it doesn't matter about how far you're traveling. The journey that's only going to be talked about is whether or not you get to Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And congrats and good luck to all the fine men we are going to get to watch on the ice. And in the NBA, obviously, we're still waiting for that one to tip off.
Hell yeah.
As the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie and Luka will travel to take on the Boston Celtics with Brown and Tatum. That tips off on Thursday. Now, I know we got some downtime because there were some quick sweeps in the NBA and also in the NHL, but don't you worry, the sports world is alive and kicking. Obviously, there's big news out of the NFL. Justin Jefferson just signed a big-time deal with the Minnesota Vikings. We'll have Adam Schefter joining us in about 8 minutes or so to break that all down, how we got to this point. Also, what else is going on around OTA, Shefty? I think he's going to be at a golf course, obviously.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So thank you for taking time out of your life, Adam Scheffler, and joining us from the golf course to chit-chat. And obviously, there's some WNBA news happening that we'll dive into in a matter of seconds. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Sweet shirt, pal.
Hey, thank you very much. It also has the same exact frame on the back.
Oh, like the back of that particular...
The back of this person or mouse dressed up as a human being on the back, also the same mouse.
So are you saying today you're Mickey Mouse, Boston Connor?
No, I just think I picked the hat first, and then I went from there. So the shirt was kind of secondary to
Look
that.
at you accessorizing. Remember back in the day you didn't even own a pair of jeans. Now you're matching hats with shirts. You look fantastic. The mustache comes together well.
Thank you.
The mullet is flowing.
Appreciate
Life
that.
has to be great. Great shirt on you too, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, I just figured I had to. It's getting pretty loud around Caitlin Clark right now, so I just, kind of want to show my support.
Yeah, well, that's very nice of you. We certainly will. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. Nips to see you on this particular Monday.
As well, pal.
It's 150 degrees in here because there was stuff getting moved out of the Thunderdome.
Whoa.
Somehow, Tone still finds a way to be comfortable. You look amazing.
Cold-blooded, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
Like a shark.
talk about cold blood. Let's talk about WNBA here in a matter of seconds. 9-year NFL vet joining us live from the Thunderdome. Darius J. Butler is here. Congrats to your Florida Panthers, D-Bud.
Thank you. Well deserved. Those guys, they're dogs. Obviously, Bill Zito, Paul Maurice, Bill Zito, GM, Paul Maurice, obviously the coach, Chucky, Barky, Swaggy, Big Bob, and the dogs and all the guys on that roster. Proud of them. A lot of Panthers fans and a lot of flags, a lot of things you've seen down in South Florida. So excited for this matchup.
Back to the finals. That's a great way to build a hockey town. Is have sustained success, longer hockey than everybody else for a long time. A lot of primetime games, which is what the playoffs are for the NHL. And the Stars were so close. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Bubba Gumpino back there. Really heartbreaking stuff that you guys were not able to get to the finals. The Edmonton Oilers just too much with this 10 shots on goal, Gump.
Yeah, the boys left it all out there. You know, you can't be mad about it. We did our best. Laid an egg in Game 5 at home. That was the big issue. Played well last night, but just can't get over the hump, unfortunately.
How many shots on goal?
10 shots on
10
goal.
total.
Power plays. Oilers score on every power play.
10 when we were talking this morning with Tone, Tone thought Connor McDavid had 10 shots himself. And I said, no. Whole team.
Combined.
Whole team had 10 shots on net. Did not matter. They were able to get the dub. Big news this weekend happened at a game that I was actually at, boots on the ground. Indiana Fever taking on Chicago Sky. Big rivalry matchup, carryover from college, into the WNBA. And although the Fever get their first home game, congratulations, home win.
Let's go. Let's go, girls.
The story of the day was a couple cheap shots from the Chicago Sky. One coming from Kennedy Sky, although it's spelled Kennedy. Boom. Okay. Boom, little hip check. That was obviously during an inbound pass, and you see Aaliyah Boston walk over very casually to pick her up without even, potentially pushing or shoving the person that has been in Caitlin's grill literally the entire game. Those that aren't at the games don't really get a chance to see the Caitlin Clark experience on the court. It is, in between foul shots we saw last week, that girl shoots what? She's shooting two. Shooting two. She shoots one. She forgets that she has another one because she is, I'm here.
Yeah. All game.
And, I'm not going to say anything about the players on the court. Okay, athletes are going to be athletes. If they think they can get in your head by bodying you or talking shit or doing whatever they're going to do what they're going to do. But I do have a message, for the sports media or the ex-WNBA players. There seems to be this notion, and maybe we're wrong on it, that this isn't, this whole evolution of success and popularity in the WNBA is because of this entire rookie class. Yeah. It's a next generation. I think there's a chance that Kennedy Carter there of Chicago, whenever she's going to Caitlin, you see Angel Reese get all jacked up about it and celebrating. I think that's because she thinks Angel Reese deserves more credit than what she's getting. Caitlin's getting all this credit. You hear a lot of sports media. This is an entire class. This rookie class is the reason why this is happening. It's the next generation. Well, that's fun. Let's play a nice little game called Guess Which WNBA Rookie. Okay. Welcome to a game show here at the Thunderdome. This is going to be fun. This is pretty self-explanatory here. Guess which WNBA rookie. Any questions from the Thunderdome on how this will work?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's get to the first one. Let's just go ahead and kind of show you how this is going to go. 2024 WNBA Draft Night ratings. Okay, so which WNBA rookie do you think was responsible for this? Well, easy answer. Boom, hit it. All three of them.
Wow. Okay.
Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, ushering in a new era of popularity of women's basketball. The WNBA, largest viewership in WNBA history.
Wow.
A lot of eyes on the draft. Who's going where? We already know, but we want to tune in. Of course. That's WNBA football, baby. That's what the new era is. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. TV ratings on NBA TV. Now, this is the only true comp because one of them has played many more games on ESPN and ABC than the other two.
Sure.
The NBA TV ratings, I think, are a good comp just strictly because not everybody has it. You don't really hear about it as much. If you were to guess which one's which here, because one of these rookies playing in Los Angeles, second largest city in the United States of America.
That's right.
The other rookie playing in Chicago, which is third largest
for now
city in the United States of America, and the other one's playing in little old Indianapolis. Sure. So if we're guessing here, what do we think the ratings are?
And it's probably Clark because not allowed, right?
Okay, not allowed to probably. All right, so we got Clark probably
NBA
here.
TV, that's where the true ballers ball. So that's Angel Reese is probably.
Okay, so we got Angel Reese here, and then we got Caitlin Clark here, not applicable because probably because a lot of her games ESPN or whatever ABC, and then we got Cameron Brink here.
It's gotta be, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get it. No, Caitlin Clark here, 333,000, 3x. This one here, even more so. And then I don't know if she has played a game on NBA TV. Okay, so that's this one. Okay. The order will not be the same of the rookies across the top. Okay, let's go to the next one, shall we? Times player has participated in a top 5 rated game this season.
Okay,
in viewership. 2 0, okay, in 4 here. Obviously, every single rookie has had an opportunity to participate in a game that could be rated, depending upon where you're looking at. Top 5 rate. What are we thinking here? Remember, we got Chicago and LA competing against Indianapolis, Indiana here.
I believe Cameron Brink is the 4. Big Lights, Big City, LA. That would make sense.
Brink here. Okay, who do we have here? Angel, probably?
Probably Angel.
Maybe. And then I guess Caitlin will be here, too. A lot of hype. At least the first game.
Exactly.
Has to be something. Let's go to it. No, shit!
Whoa.
This is this right here.
Caitlin Clark again?
Whoa, wait a minute.
How?
Well, let's go to the. You did?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Chicago.
Trip Hop, this is a team effort.
Come on.
Wait, what?
All right, let's go to the top 5 rated games just so we can see it. Okay, so number 1's Fever at Sun. That's the first game.
Sure.
As a debut, obviously. First time this building sold out since 2003.
On the dude.
By the way. And then Fever at Liberty. Okay. Sun at the Fever. Okay, that's sweet. Sparks at Aces. Holy shit, that's not the. Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
You see this?
Oh, right before.
Fever game lead in here.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So that is potentially a thing. And then the 5th highest rated game of the season on Ion Television. That motherfucker's less known than CW. Ion Television. 724,000. Who was it? Fever at Sparks. Okay. Hey, that's
That.
Both of them.
boom.
Yep, that makes sense.
Boom. That's 2 of them. Okay, let's go to the next slide, shall we? For guess which WNBA rookie, where jersey sales would rank amongst NBA sales. Okay, not just WNBA sales. NBA sales, which are selling more jerseys currently, not in the future though, because this rookie class, whole rookie class. Let's never forget it. What the future is going to be, non-applicable because I don't think they are ranked in the NBA sales. These 2, and then 1 and 4th. This got to be Angel Reese. This one here has to be Angel Reese. So then those 2, it doesn't really matter, right?
I was going to say Cameron Brink because, it's got very similar to the Lakers jerseys.
It is.
Oh, and it's good excessive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you had the answer last time.
I think I'm all over this one, too.
Really?
I think.
Well, let's go. Holy shit! Again?
Amongst the NBA.
No.
It's above Luka.
Can you go back? Just back to the empty
Who's the
slide?
top 3?
There's no way we just assumed, right, that this was going to be
No.
one person that plays for the Indiana team.
No, it's above Wemby.
All right, let's go to that again. It's above Giannis, right below Wemby, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Is above Joker and many others in the NBA. Okay, let's go to the next one here. How about average game attendance? Let's talk about moving tickets. This entire rookie class, really bringing everything. 9,229 average game attendance for this particular team. That's up 2,600.
Okay.
Holy hell, moving tickets. Making money.
Yeah, big time.
Making money.
In the green.
8,247 people per game.
That's a lot.
Per game. That's up 1,700 from last year for that particular team. And then this one here, 16,571. That's up 13,000 from a year ago.
Wow.
Now, obviously, with the population rates and how things are growing, I would assume this one's LA, just naturally.
Bingo.
A lot to do in LA.
What?
I actually think the 9-2 might be Indy this time.
Okay, so in Caitlin here, just because Indianapolis size in the games, everything. Caitlin there. And then we're thinking Cameron Brink here.
Yeah, gotta be.
And then Chicago here.
Yep.
Okay.
Just because the Cubs and everything.
Do you agree with that?
I agree. I'm on the team with that one.
Okay, so we got LA, Caitlin, Chicago. So Clark, Reese, Brink.
Yeah.
Because this rookie class is taken to the next level.
Yeah.
WNBA.
It's yellow on the right, too.
Give it to me! No!
Jeez Louise.
Are you serious?
Wait a minute.
Who's cooking these numbers?
In Indy?
Whoa.
Is that a typo?
That's a lot of people
Caitlin again?
for a small market.
Caitlin Clark again.
You go to the game?
I'm there,
Yeah, we go, yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, we go like every night, actually.
I go when I certainly can. But
Yeah.
I did not know this. Holy
16-5.
shit.
That's a lot of people.
What's this one?
8-2.
Here to do math. Is that double?
Yeah,
Well,
roughly.
Step
Yeah.
out.
Is that double?
I think
that
it's
one?
actually exactly
Really?
double.
I didn't know that. And then this one, hey, that's LA, baby.
That's right.
That's great work out
If it was
there.
Staples Center, it'd be higher.
So it was a nice little time there guessing which WNBA rookie. And you would assume that maybe this happens because people are racist.
Could be.
You know? The Eminem effect. Whenever you talk about rap, which I believe 50 Cent, who is incredible on the internet, obviously. once he casts his sights on anybody,
you
are in trouble. But he talked about the Eminem effect on music, and I think it actually kind of goes into play here with why Caitlyn is so popular is because she's white, obviously.
And a lot of the talent, they don't want to give them the credit for it, but a lot of the consumer base opens up when they see themselves in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is black culture, it's black music, but when you see multicultural people participating in it, it becomes broad enough to be something that everybody appreciates and enjoys on the highest level. And M is a big part of it. It's like you had guys that were impacted in different ways, like even Vanilla Ice impacted, right? But it wasn't creditable.
Sure.
That wasn't, it wasn't like homegrown and creditable. M is really from this, like he's really from Detroit and had these hardships and experiences. If you say, ain't much difference from the trailer park and the projects, man.
So white people started watching because Caitlin Clark is good, which makes sense whenever a lot of white people started listening to rap whenever Eminem came into the game. Now, I was very fortunate that I got a chance to see, the Rough Riders Anthem music video as a young lad.
Sure.
Okay. And that changed, I would say, the trajectory of everything for me. But let's just take that into the WNBA situation, that it is just a bunch of racist people that will only watch if a white superstar is there.
Have to consider.
Well, what's that mean? What's this mean right here? Is she?
She's white.
Is she white?
Yep.
Dog.
She's one of the goats.
Legend.
Per beast.
Yukon.
Yeah.
What about Oregon white? Is that white?
Mm-hmm.
That's very white.
Yep.
Oregon white? That's very, right?
It's way up there.
And then actually had to ask a question if she was white. Puerto Rican, multiple time champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a whole
Puerto Rican princess.
friend of the program. She's got cigars, beasts.
Yeah. Very good cigars.
That had the points record before
Correct.
Yep.
Caitlin did.
Yep.
And then what about like the GOAT? Is she what? I don't know.
Oh,
I just, with my eyes, I couldn't see if she's Caucasian
Very white.
or not. So I think what we're trying to say is what the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby.
Dog.
That is old school
play
football.
ball.
But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar. And is it because she stayed in Iowa, put an entire state on her back, took a program from nothing to a multiple year success story? Is it because she would go on to break the entire points records in the history of the NCAA? Not just the women's record by Kelsey Plum, shout out, but also Pistol Pete Maravich's, the dude's record as well. Is there a chance that people just enjoy watching her play basketball because how electrifying she is, what she did, what she stood for, how she went about going, what she went for? Maybe. But instead, we have to hear people say that we only like her because she's white. And she's the only popular because the rest of the rookie class is doing what they're doing. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. And we think the WNBA, more specifically, their refs need to stop trying to screw her over at every single turn. What you have is somebody special. And we're lucky she's here in Indiana. And that was, guess which WNBA rookie? I feel like we did some real journalism.
Yeah.
Need more game shows.
Do you know all those stats?
No, did not. Especially not the NBA ranking with the jerseys. Had no idea.
Yeah, top four. If she was
Pretty
in
solid.
the NBA sales and attendance, double.
Yeah.
Smaller city, double attendance. Draft though, everybody right.
Big crush.
All
Draft was huge. And then I saw once again. I respect the way Kennedy.
Kennedy, I believe, spelled Kennedy.
CH with a K. I respect the way Kennedy Carter goes about her business.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the floor. They were telling her to relax after that whole thing while they were reviewing it, and then refs did not call it a flagrant in real time. They had to fix that and say, yeah, it was flagrant, turns out, even though those WNBA refs are looking for Caitlin to respond in this situation. The refs probably were looking at Caitlin, waiting for her to give them a nasty look so they could tee her up. It has been not just the players. It has not just been the players that have been like, not in our league. it is also very clearly the refs that are doing this. And I think if you hear the media talking about it, it's the same exact thing. It's like, hey, I don't know if it's the right move after what we just learned to push that out of your league. And there was a lot of people that are upset that she chose not to go back to Iowa, more specifically Iowans. And as somebody who is here in Indiana, a Fever fan now watching the games, I'm like, she should have just fucking stayed at Iowa, continue to run those numbers up, and then maybe start her own league. Because obviously, this WNBA, for whatever reason, has no clue. They just want to pawn it off on it's everybody. It's everybody. It's not everybody. And I think that's the actual reality of the situation.
Yeah, and obviously it's always going to come back to race. I feel like that's just kind of the easy thing to do now, where if there is, black people and white people, like let's just make it a discussion about race. But that's neither here nor there. Like a lot of people are talking about, hey, you could have put on for people could have been talking about the WNBA 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because obviously they have great athletes and it's been around for a while, but we just have to accept it for what it is. Like, more people are watching it now, in large part due to Caitlin Clark, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's not, shedding any kind of negative tones towards the people who were playing in the league beforehand, but it is what it is. Like, she is a large part of the reason that people who weren't interested in it before are now interested in it. And it is kind of crazy, the treatment, I guess. And again, like the player aspect of it, I'm right there with you. Like, they're competitors, they're athletes. Like, they're
doing whatever the hell you want.
They're going to do what they have to do.
Or allowed to do.
Exactly, because she's coming into their league. She hasn't necessarily earned her stripes yet. But the other part of it, it's like she is putting on for this league. She is, 4 of the 5 highest, watched games she's playing in them, and the Fever aren't any good. Like, a lot of people thought too, like, hey, okay, they're going to stink, they're going to start losing, we're going to see those attendance numbers and the ticket prices plummet. That hasn't happened. Like, you guys were just there. I mean, they got their first home win, and there were 17,000 people there still. Oh, yeah. Like, it's crazy what she's doing, and hopefully it'll eventually come around, and it won't be this big, colossal discussion with so much volatility both ways.
I hope she just leaves. Go create your own league.
I mean,
Big Three's
get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there.
But that's what.
I'm joking. I'm a Fever fan. I've invested a lot of money in
this. Definitely stay.
I understand.
But it is great for the league. Like, I think it's awesome that Angel Reese and her do have this beef. Yeah. Like, you need that in sports for it to be something for those storylines in the offseason. Like you mentioned, the players, like Kennedy and basically every other team that has played the Fever, like, that is their game plan. Like, let's mess with Caitlin Clark. Let's try and get in her head. Let's double her on every single pick and roll, which Cardoso, who made her debut.
Hey, I love Cardoso.
She's unbelievable.
Cardoso's special.
Yes.
She is like special.
Dog.
She is very, very tall.
Yes.
And I think she's getting back to being healthy.
That was her first game. That was her debut.
We need her in Indy. We would like Cardoso on the Indiana Fever. And to Matt Barnes' point, it's like watching the rest of the team. Like, watch what's happening. I guess that's just like, you got to earn their stripes, I assume. Yeah. But at some point, man, you're playing. You were 13-27 last year. Man. Had #1 overall pick. You're 4 of the top 5 highest rated games. You're in sold out arenas every single night. You're flying private, okay? At least do a little bit. Like when Wayne Gretzky came into the league, into the NHL, everybody in the NHL knew this is. Hey, this is the guy. Not saying, like, hey, we're not going to play hard against him, but his teammates knew this was the guy, and everybody else knew this was the guy. The WNBA might trick off the star by trying to run him out. And once again, it's not the players, it's not the coaches. It's just like, hey, WNBA and media, let's make sure we're telling the fucking truth about what the reality of the situation is and what it will be going forward. Now, joining us, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for the ESPN. A man who's been waiting now for like good 10 minutes as we did a game show and elaborated way too long about that situation. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
I'm sorry, Shefty. I'm sorry. We had to do a full game show and everything. That's on me. Journalism. But I love where you are right now. I wish I was there. Where are you?
We are at Bulls Bridge Golf Club in Kent, Connecticut. On a previously planned outing. Beautiful place. You can see the logo on the hat there, Pat.
Absolutely.
And Nice little Monday here.
Well, hopefully you don't ever have to pay any greens fees going forward. You know, nice little hit from Bull Bridge up there in Kent, Connecticut. Let's talk about the massive news this morning. Justin Jefferson signs a massive $110 million guaranteed deal with the Minnesota Vikings. We all kind of assumed this was going to take place when they decided to move on from Kirk Cousins. Well, they got to pay Justin Jefferson. There isn't enough money to go around. How long this take? How'd they get to this number? And obviously everybody's jacked up about this in Minnesota.
You know what's amazing about this, Pat, is the day before the season last year, the Saturday at about 5 o'clock Eastern, I remember getting a call that the deal was about to get done, wrote up the story, was waiting for Justin to accept the deal. It was going to pay him $28 million per year. And then he decided, to the surprise of the Vikings, not to take the deal right on the eve of the season and to bet on himself and play it out. I think they thought he was taking it. I thought he was taking it. He was really the only one who decided not to do this and to go play the full season and forego the $28 million per year average that he would have gotten at about 5 o'clock Eastern the day before the season opened last year. And so he didn't take that deal. They were talking throughout the course of this offseason, and obviously had been a process that had been ongoing, I really think, since free agency. And there had been various starts and stops to this deal to the point where other teams thought, well, maybe we could jump in and try to pry loose Justin Jefferson. Let's call the Vikings and make a big offer. And there were teams that reached out to the Vikings only to have the Vikings tell them in no uncertain terms, no, there's no chance. We're dealing the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Never entertained the idea, never let those talks advance beyond the initial call that team placed to them. And obviously, they were getting close to finalizing the deal late last week, finalized it over the weekend, and now the agreement is official, and he becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, resets the wide receiver market. Big deal for Justin Jefferson. He is the best wide receiver in the league, and he's being paid like it now.
Yeah, and we knew this was coming since day one he entered the NFL. An absolute stud, literally from the beginning of his NFL career. There was some chatter from Mike Florio and the Pioneer Press that potentially on draft night, they were thinking about trading him to get a pick higher, to get Malik Neighbors. I think what you're saying, what a lot of people are saying, is that was never going to come to fruition. They're building their team pretty much around Justin Jefferson. Is that kind of the way you're being told the story?
Pat, I can tell you there were teams that called in and said, any interest in trading Justin Jefferson? And the team was told no. So if those are trade talks, then those are trade talks. But those are, as far as those conversations went, where another team reached out to see if there was any way that they could entice the Vikings to trade Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings never even considered it. So it never went anywhere, those talks, at all. Justin Jefferson was staying in Minnesota. And the fact that the deal gets done today only cements that.
Okay, let's talk quickly, because I know you're in the middle of a golf round here at Bulls Bridge. Kent, how are we playing? We hitting the ball well?
The course record is safe today, Pat.
Damn. Thought you were going to get it. Thought you were going to get Justin Jefferson gets a record-breaking deal. You break a record on Bulls Bridge up there in Connecticut. Tyreek Hill now, all eyes are on. They got Tua's deal still to try to figure out, but every deal that happens in the wide receiver market obviously bumps Tyreek Hill down, and he's the guy that was on pace to potentially have 2,000 yards receiving last year. What does this mean for Tyreek Hill, Drew Rosenhaus, the Miami Dolphins going forward?
Well, I think that the Dolphins are going to figure out a way to adjust Tyreek Hill's deal. Now, I don't know if they're going to tear up the deal and give him a whole new deal, but I think that deal will get adjusted and that Tyreek Hill will wind up getting additional benefits, concessions, salaries, money from the Dolphins to bring him further in line to the receiver that he is. I think that the Dolphins know that that's coming. They obviously took care of Jalen Waddle, knowing that they'll also have to take care of Tyreek Hill. You remember the Philadelphia Eagles in the span of a week getting done both Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, knowing that Justin Jefferson was coming on this deal, and basically that deal gets done. And I think that the Eagles got 2 receiver deals done, and now the Dolphins know that they're in a position that they'll be able to get 2 receiver deals done with Tyreek Hill next.
That's sweet. Let's stay in the wide receiver market. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, what about CeeDee Lamb, Shefty? Obviously, when you put his stats up to Justin Jefferson's, they're pretty similar, but then they also have Micah Parsons and Dak. What does this deal mean for him?
You know, Jerry Jones made a reference earlier this offseason to the fact that the Cowboys wanted to get a deal done with CeeDee Lamb, But CeeDee Lamb was in no rush to get that deal done. And the reason that CeeDee Lamb wasn't in any rush to get a deal done was because of the deal today. Well, the deal today is now done. And if you look at their numbers side by side, yes, CeeDee Lamb played more games due to Justin Jefferson's injuries, but the numbers are comparable. Do I think CeeDee Lamb is as good as Justin Jefferson? No. Do I think he's going to get that contract? No. But how far south of Justin Jefferson is CeeDee Lamb going to get? And I think that's why he was waiting for this deal to come in. $35 million a year average, $110 million in guarantees. I think all of us could sit here today and debate what we think the value of CeeDee Lamb should and would be. And again, I think we'd all agree it would be south of Justin Jefferson, but how much south? And that's the question. And that's now left up to CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas Cowboys to go figure out.
Con Man's got a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, Shefty, are we approaching a time where receivers might get a Mahomes-like deal? Like, is there a chance that because these contracts are so massive and there's only, most of them have been 3 to 4 years, that there might come a time where a 10-year, $300 million, whatever you want to call it, deal might get made for wide receivers so that these teams don't just get absolutely slaughtered in the cap?
Well, I just think the money on these wide receivers is going up and up and up. And if you are a receiver like a Marvin Harrison Jr. or a Malik Neighbors, and you see what's going on, I can't tell you how dedicated I would be to making sure that I maximized my potential and got everything I could out of my abilities, because the money is all there. And I think the money question as it pertains to other positions is more along the lines of, look at what a wide receiver is now being paid compared to what a running back is being paid. Wide receiver salaries have doubled running back salaries, showing you where the emphasis of the game is today. I don't believe that a wide receiver is going to catch a quarterback. A top wide receiver catches a top quarterback anytime soon, because quarterbacks always have been the highest paid players. They will continue to be the highest paid players. But where I think the difference really is right now is look at what the top wide receivers are being paid and look at what the top running backs are being paid. And the top wide receivers are now doubling the top running backs.
It's wild. And, some people are calling for a potential future, bust of the wide receiver market, like Warren Buffett had today in the stock market. I don't know if you've seen what's happening. Down 99%. Warren Buffett, I believe it's a glitch. It has to be a glitch.
Can't report it has been fixed.
Okay. Hey, congrats, Warren Buffett.
Whoa. Scary times.
That happened this morning. But they're saying the wide receiver market potentially does that with how good the young wide receivers are. So Justin Jefferson getting this deal, obviously well-deserved, well-earned. But who knows what the next couple of years say with how great these young wide receivers are, because how many of them can get that? There has to be some sort of leveling out at some point. Last question here from D-Butts for you, Shefty.
We need the corners to kind of close that gap, in my opinion. But speaking of the guaranteed, obviously we saw 110 guaranteed. What's the actual breakdown of what's fully guaranteed versus injury, or do you have that information yet?
Well, first of all, you have 110 on 150. You know it's huge. I know that there was 88 due at signing. So 88 million due at signing. I mean, I don't know whether that's signing bonus or whether they're counting the salary this year. I don't have the full breakdown, but somewhere between 88 and 110. 110 is the guarantee. 88 due today or whenever he signs. So Ziggy and Mark Wilf are cutting a big check to Justin Jefferson. Here's the bottom line. If Justin Jefferson's smart about all this, the children of his children's children are set up for life here today. And that's the most important part. He worked for it. He earned it. He deserves it. And we're happy for Justin Jefferson.
Who negotiated WME? I think he said Ben in his video. Is that what he said?
Ben Renzen is his agent, yes.
Hey, way to go, Ben.
Good work, Benny.
Way to get it done, Justin and Ben. Way to go. Hey, we appreciate you. Good luck the rest of the way. What hole are we on?
We are on the 9th hole here right now, and we'll see how this goes.
9th hole at 9. All right, we appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter. Okay, from one NFL legend to one in the making. Ladies and gentlemen, last year was a top 5 pick. He only got to play 5 games for the Indianapolis Colts. Out of Florida, a superstar Colts quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Big son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's huge. Look at the
How's
thighs.
it going?
Look at the thighs.
Jeez Louise.
Look at the size on this guy.
guy's huge.
He's 8 feet tall.
Look at the ass on this guy.
Good Lord.
Jesus.
All right.
They said you got bigger this season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, a little bit.
How much? Where are you at right now?
Like 250, 255.
If you scoot up close, you don't have to bend down to it. 255 pounds?
Yep.
Is that on purpose because of the hits last year and everything like that?
Nah, not really. Just me just being big.
Okay. What'd you weigh last year?
250.
Okay, so we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, about the same.
You were so explosive last year. Field Yates put out a tweet this morning about how you only played 5 games, but you were still like top 10 or something in fantasy points. Yeah, here it is. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson played a total of 12 quarters last season. He still scored the 15th most fantasy points as a rusher by QB in all of 2023. So much upside in 2024. Yeah, I'd say. And we got to watch it all. As explosive and as electrifying as you were, obviously it all ended so damn soon. Yeah. When you're starting the season last year, obviously dream come true, here we go, everything's working out. Is that where your mindset is? Or those first couple games, if you go back, what was the attitude like as you were starting your NFL career?
Man, my first few games, I was just like, hey, just don't mess up. Just go out there and play, go out there and ball out, and just be me. Don't be nervous because it's the NFL, and I was just out there having fun.
And you score, I think you were the first rookie maybe to score a passing and running touchdown in like your first 3 games.
Yes.
Something like you were just breaking records. You had the coolest spike.
Oh, yeah.
The spin move spike.
I don't know. I don't know how that came about. It just happened.
Then you were fucking around. You start doing something else. I'm like, yo, you got it. This is the one here. And then obviously the injury comes.
Yeah.
And then decision to get the surgery on your shoulder. Do you feel like it's a restart of a rookie year again because you didn't get to play that much? Are you going to be able to take stuff from those first 5 games? Where are you at whenever it comes to that whole process?
I really feel like my rookie season was my rookie season. I played a little bit. I got the feel out there on the field. But this year, I don't really see it as a restart. It's just do better than I did last year.
Have a better understanding of Shane Steichen's offense after getting to watch it too? Watch somebody else like Gardner Minshew?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then even in practice now, it's like way better than it was last year. Like even just me thinking about the plays and just being out there with the guys is way better.
How's the shoulder feel whenever you're spinning? We're seeing highlights of you to AD that look amazing.
Nah, it feels good. It feels normal. I'm just trying to keep it working.
Okay, so how long was the recovery before you could throw the ball again? Are you 100% right now?
Just about. I want to say 100. I probably say like 95. It's still some rust I got to shake off, but it took me like 4 months maybe just to start throwing again. They said it was going to take like 8, but
no big deal.
Science, dude. And you.
Yeah, right.
And you, obviously. Big part of that. Science only works as much as the guy does. The hits that you were taking.
Yeah.
A lot of conversation around like Shane Steichen's going to have to change the way you play.
Definitely.
But then there's a lot of, okay, so you feel that way as well.
Well, nah. I don't feel like there's anything I should change. Some of the stuff that happened, it just happened. It's football, it's a physical sport, so, it's going to happen. But everybody thinks I'm just out there being a maniac, just getting hit, but I'm not. It's just the injuries that happen, they just happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Is there any conversations with Shane about like, hey, here's one we don't need to take maybe. Here's one that obviously the reason why we draft you so high is because you're the only human on earth that can do this. Like, how do you balance that?
I mean, yeah, all the time. We watch films like, okay, right here, this was smart. You got out of bounds. You got down right here. That was smart. And then it's like sometimes it's like, okay, cool. You might have to get extra yards sometimes, but it's just a matter of knowing when to do it and when not to do it.
As somebody that was a season ticket holder before you got here, I just want to let you know, every time you're on the field is electrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The buzz, you felt it right in the stadium.
Yeah.
There's a buzz that every time you take a snap, there's a chance we're scoring a touchdown here, and then boom, that is.
Oh, baby. Keep that one.
With how high you jump too, with how fast you are, and how strong your arm is, it's like a Gronk spike. Mm-hmm. With a vert, it's like it's a dunk contest. It is an actual dunk contest that you can't dunk on the upright anymore, which is kind of bullshit now that we think about it. But every time you had the ball, it was electrifying. As Robert Mathis smiles along in the back of that particular highlight, it's still going to remain that way, I assume, in this Shane offense. Are you able to take the next step? Do you feel like the offense is taking the next step with the Shane Steichen offense?
For sure, we're putting new stuff in. Because I'm a lot more comfortable with the offense now. A lot more comfortable with the guys. Then just Shane and I were meeting every morning, just talking about the offense. So I'm feeling real good about it.
D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah, are there any other OGs, I guess quarterbacks, other quarterbacks around the league that you've been in contact with, just, kind of, I guess, laying some things out for you? And then you mentioned, obviously, being around Shane, his coaching style, being more comfortable with the guys, bringing AD in, re-signing Pitt. Josh Downs, loved him as a rookie. I know y'all had a small little stint together there, but any other quarterbacks that you've been able to lean on as far as, what some things not to do and to do on the field?
Surprisingly, I talked to Teddy B one time. He gave me some great advice. He said everybody's journey is their own journey. I was asking him for some advice just to see how, to get my NFL career started. He was like, man, it's yours. It's your career, so it's going to be different than mine. So just live it up every day. And that was the main thing I took from it. And then all the guys, like, the relationship we're building now in the locker room is phenomenal. So I'm just excited to see what we're going to do on the field.
It can get a little bit isolated whenever you're recovering and rehabbing from an injury and watching somebody. Yeah, it was tough, I assume.
Yeah, it was so many times I was in the building just watching the guys practice and stuff, and I'm just crying because I'm like, I love football and I'm not able to play football right now. So that was something I had to deal with. But I started taking a different dive into different things. I started diving into my faith a lot more. So. That got me through it, and now I'm back here.
Okay, change perspective on football as a whole whenever it's not, something you're able to do every single day easily?
Yeah, see, when I'm out there, I'm able to do what I do. I love it. But when I'm sitting on the sideline having to watch people do what I love to do, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bad thing, but it's for me as a fan.
Yes.
It's great to hear. That is a good thing. Tone's got a question for you.
Yeah, you talked to D-Bud about talking to Teddy. How awesome was it, Gardner last year, who's been in the league for a long time, and now they bring in Joe Flacco, who's been, I don't know, I think Joe might be 40 now.
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years or something like that. How awesome was it to have a couple different guys who've been in the league for a while just to maybe bounce questions off, stuff like that?
That was amazing. The crazy thing about Gardner, we trained in the same place when I was at UF. He was training with Denny when I was training with Denny, so I kind of got to watch him throw a little bit, and it was like, he's an interesting guy. And once I got to Indy and saw him, I'm like, okay, yeah, he definitely is a cool interesting guy. But him just learning some different stuff from him, he's a smart guy. So I tried to implement that in my type of style of play and my type of study, just watching him last year. And then now having Joe, it's like, man, that's a legend right there. And I get to sit next to him in the locker room and just ask questions. It's amazing.
Hey, you two, have we
had one yet?
Like a throw off?
Yeah.
Nah, but Joe's spinning it. He's spinning it for sure.
That's what he's been known for. He came out of college and was like, this guy could throw a football further than everybody else.
He's spinning it. Sometimes we're throwing deep balls in practice, and I'm like, all right, now I really got to throw it.
Yeah, so, put a little heat on you. Yeah, he's 50 years old too, AR. Come on. Ty's got a question for you.
With the way last year started when you first got here and all the uncertainty, people saying how you didn't play as much as a lot of other guys at Florida, and then there was the whole JT thing with his contract, which obviously got sorted away. Pitt obviously gets signed, and then kind of the rise of the Texans and CJ Stroud and all that stuff in the division. Does it feel like going into this year with being more comfortable, having a year under your belt, everything's kind of in place, and you feel like you guys are, I don't want to say being slept on, but with how the Texans are being looked at, does it feel like you guys are kind of right where you want to be right now going into the year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody doesn't know it, but we know we got a squad. We know we got some guys on our team. We know everybody else is loading up and getting guys on their team, but we already got dogs on our team. We know what we're going to do, so only time can tell what's going to happen. So.
How's AD?
Nah, he's legit. He's legit.
That's what I heard. I heard people were like, hey, AD, real deal. Yeah, and I was like, AD? Who's AD?
Nah, he's nice.
You guys got Aaron Donald on the team?
That's what I thought somebody was saying AR's name wrong. Yeah. They were like, hey, AD's legit. So good.
And he is, though.
And I'm like, who the hell is...
We saw him, I think, every game we were on the field. I think 3 games. He scored every game, big plays.
Yeah, he's called AD. Great name. Mm-hmm. I mean, Aaron Donald just retired. Sure. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's time for AD to come in there. Fast, quick, works hard from what I've been told. Oh, yeah. And we signed everybody back from the defensive side. Yeah. How do you feel about the locker room? You said you love where the locker room is.
I love it. We didn't really lose anybody, so the relationships are still there, and they're just constantly building.
What do you guys do in there? We play cards? We do basketball?
So we have a mini little pop-up shot in there, shoot some hoops a little bit.
How are you? You pretty good?
Oh, I'm always shooting in there.
You're better than everybody?
Just about.
I seen some hooping highlights. We had a guy come on a few weeks ago, Austin Rivers, talking about 30 basketball players. What would you think you play in the NBA if you focused the basketball?
Oh man, I could definitely be in the NBA.
Hell yeah!
Full off season, how many you averaging? You went in next.
I'll probably say 11.
11, okay.
Yeah.
And playing defense, though, we're locking down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Defense, we're locking down. Smacking the floor.
Yeah, all of that.
Doing the whole thing.
Oh, well, probably not smacking the floor because that's bad luck. You get cross like that.
No, you smack the floor. You let them know.
No.
Yeah, that's what you do. You let the other team know, hey,
That's the point.
I'm not getting crossed. You got to smack twice, maybe. What are we doing? I didn't know that changed. Connor's got a question for you.
Yeah. Pat and D-Bud talk about it all the time. Like, after your rookie year, like, that kind of becomes your first off season. Like, obviously, you go through all the combine stuff and then the draft stuff and then, rookie camp and all that. What have you done in your, off time? Do you fish? Do you play video games? Or has the off season been kind of weird because you still have to rehab and do all those things as well?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. My off season has been the same as it's always been. Just training and just getting right. My injury kind of, took away my off season a little bit, but I'm not mad at it. I love training, I love grinding, and that's what I do. So it's just a normal off season for me again.
You feel better than you were last year, like football wise? You feel like, because I think the thing coming out of college was you didn't get to play in as many games at Florida. So this rookie year was such a big deal because we're getting a lot of football reps here. We need more football reps.
Yeah.
Obviously, that gets cut off. Feel like you're, I don't want to say more mature, but definitely football wise, more mature.
Yeah, for sure. Know a lot more. I feel just like I'm settled in the NFL now instead of trying to make a name for myself or whatever. I feel like people know about me and I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
New back tats, sweet.
Oh yeah, appreciate that.
Diesel.
Appreciate it.
Sweet.
Appreciate it.
How long did that take?
Like 7 hours.
Did you do the sleep?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm doing that as well.
See, people aren't gonna like the fact that I went to sleep, but I've been getting tattoos since I was 13, so I've did my time in getting
early start.
going through pain.
Here's the that's my wife has a bunch of tats. She's very pissed that I'm getting a full sleeve overnight when I'm getting knocked out. That tat looks
How many artists was it?
I think it was 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say because 7 hours for that is definitely more than one.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look, you're standing there. You're awake.
For that part, not that part though.
Yeah, of course, that's smart. Oh, there's the drip.
Yeah, there we go.
Max Crosby.
Out of there.
Yeah. Did you see Max's and say, you know what? Give me something
That's
similar.
sweet.
That is awesome.
Unbelievable.
Are we leaving room for a Lombardi on there? When's when we win the Super Bowl here in Indianapolis?
I got space right here.
Okay, yeah. Leave that.
Yeah.
That's smart. I see the 2 thigh tats. They're sweet.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that.
You say you've been getting tats since you're 13 years old?
13 years old.
What was the first one?
Prayer hands on my shoulder.
Nice. We got that done in
Miami. My uncle did it.
In the kitchen?
Like in the living room.
In the living room.
Yeah.
We just heat up some stuff. Go ahead and put it on there. Is he an actual tattoo
He's an
artist?
actual artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have actual tattoo artist tattoos since you're 13 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. Guy's tough.
Yeah.
Not just like makeup tattoos, like actual artists.
Did you do Liatu's tattoo or?
Yeah, did you send him
How'd
down
you feel
there?
about that tattoo?
No, I like it. I'm kind of jealous though. He got it before me, but
Well, I mean, the first couple shots of it, I wouldn't be too jealous. People
Whoa.
look.
Looks a lot better now.
Yeah, the first couple shots of it, it didn't look good. It does look good now.
Yeah.
But let's just say the initial reaction was not too positive.
A lot of people are cooking it. I did not like that.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I'm welcome to the team.
For the shoe, baby.
How is the rookie class?
No, they're good. Everybody's in there learning. They kind of hate the rookie academy stuff, but
What's the rookie academy? I don't think I know.
I had to go through it last year, but you in the building super early. You do everything that the vets do. Then boom, after practice and stuff, the vets are done. The vets can rehab, do whatever. But rookies, mandatory meetings, and then you have to learn some financial stuff. And they're like, keep hearing it.
Yeah, these are good things. Yeah,
But you need it though.
Yeah, it sucks that you're forced into it though. Like I got arrested my second year. So, rookie academy could have told me whatever. It wouldn't have got through. So that's 100% on me. I'm happy to hear that the Colts is that NFL wide? Is that?
I think it is NFL wide, but I know for a fact we do it every year.
Okay, DTs are the one in charge of this whole thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the city of Indianapolis? Have you enjoyed?
I love Nap. Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to the Fever. I got to make it to a Fever game, actually.
We got tickets for you if you need it. Literally, this week, if there's any home games, you can go because we'll be in North Carolina. But you, Tyrese Halliburton, Caitlin Clark, feels like a pretty good young group of stars here in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. They're stars. I'm on the up and up right now. Yeah.
I liked hearing that.
Yeah.
They don't have a spin move.
No, they don't have a cool spike.
They don't have a cool spike.
No.
All right, well, let's stay healthy this year, all right?
Yeah.
Let's stay healthy. Let's go get it. We appreciate you stopping by. Any hobbies? Basketball?
Rap.
You rap?
Just
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
wait.
bit.
Oh,
Just a little
yeah.
bit. Just a little
Oh,
bit.
shit.
Just a little bit.
Have I heard that song?
Yes.
There was an
Yeah.
Instagram story you posted. You were wearing shorts and cowboy boots. I don't know if it was.
Thought it was in Gainesville as like a gas station.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Might have been here.
Might have been in Indy, yeah.
So we are currently rapping, not rap in the past. We are currently rapping, creating songs right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like on my spare time though, like
in your notes
just
section.
for fun.
Nah, like actually in the studio with the mic rapping.
From notes section to.
I mean, sometimes it's freestyle, but I'm not gonna freestyle right now.
No. Wouldn't put you on the spot. Wouldn't put you on the spot. Super cool handshake.
See, everybody always looking at this video, but that's not even my best verse.
Okay, so we should not judge you off of this.
Yeah, no.
People love this though. You look super cool.
Yeah,
I mean, and handshakes are sweet.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. Hey, you were part of NIL. Yeah, in college.
Just a little bit when it first started.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I heard $13.5 million offers out of Florida.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Not for me though.
Well, yeah, he's suing now.
Yeah,
not for him.
Not for anybody. Yeah, I don't think.
Coach Billy.
I don't think for anybody. So you think you've been able to handle the business side better because of the NIL stuff? How's family? Everything like that?
Family's great.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet.
The fam is enjoying it. The fam loves Indy just as much as I do, probably even more than I do. But the business side of the NFL, I don't think is much different than NIL necessarily. So I'm used to it.
Yeah, when your contract comes up, it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, hopefully not. Hopefully, it's just a very easy deal to get done. I remember is that your brother?
Yeah.
Is
one of my bros.
Who's your younger brother that sound like a 50-year-old on you?
Yeah, no, he's not. I'm not even sure where he is right now.
How old is he?
14.
Oh.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
And he sounded like he was 50 years. That stole the.
Went super viral.
Right, okay. Well, we would like to draft him, too, if we could potentially do that.
His voice is deeper than mine.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You have very deep voices. You smoke cigs?
Nah, never.
Never?
Never smoke cigs.
Not even one?
One cigarette?
I mean, you should think about it.
You're at the University of Florida. You didn't run into one cig.
Not one ciggy?
2:33 a.m.
Really?
Accidental? Yeah, I guess. You know,
Sure.
I'm good. I'm happy to hear that.
I gotta stay away from it.
Do we drink any celebratory cocktails?
I like wine.
Wine.
Ooh.
Okay, sophisticated. Red or white?
I like red.
Okay.
Nice
But
full-bodied red.
you know,
So plain.
it depends. I really like the sweet wine.
Yeah.
It just nice little taste.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
What about food? We on a crazy diet? Or are we able to eat whatever because we're young and we're 255 pounds and can jump 40 inches?
But
Just about both. Yeah. Like I'm a picky eater now, so I don't really eat as crazy as I used to, but I used to eat everything.
Do you have a chef or?
Nah.
No. Yeah, not yet. Smart. There'll come a time, though, where you'll be forced to do it. It'll be a full thing. You're a starting quarterback in the NFL, you got to have a chef.
Have to.
Got to have a nutritionist, got to do that entire thing. We're staying hydrated, obviously. We feel good.
Yeah.
House and waters.
Yeah.
Gatorades?
All the time.
Zero or regular Gatorade?
Both.
Okay, how about leadership? We talk a lot in the building? You talk a lot?
A little bit.
It's tough for a rookie.
Like I'm not really a talkative person, but I'll speak up though.
It's tough for you guys.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback is tough, team.
Oh, yeah.
That is a tough thing. Like, I watched Luck come in, and it was like, hey, this is your team.
Yep.
Like, this is literally your team. We go how you go, but also, you're fresh out of college. This dude's got 4 kids. That is a very, very tough balance. Did you find yourself in that situation at all?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Because you are the face of the program. That is how it goes. Everybody in that building goes how you go. So, like, when you have an opinion, you should not be scared to, say.
Got to.
But got to get it right.
Yeah. Got to. I mean, and most important, got to be yourself.
They're just saying stuff,
Yeah.
It has to make sense.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Natural leader, you think? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just my actions, I don't speak much. I just like the work I like to do,
How do you feel about JT?
I love JT. Yeah,
We didn't get to see any of that last year. You and him in the backfield.
I was gonna be scared this year.
Stupid. Yeah. I was trying to get Derrick Henry on the team too this offseason, so it was you, JT, and Derrick Henry in the backfield.
That'd been sweet.
Yeah, that would have been insane.
Yeah. That would have been just
exactly.
How many runs we got today? 57. That is literally what we're doing through
Last year, too.
the entire. What's that?
Now, Shane did it last year. I forgot which game, but it was Steelers?
No,
like
no, I don't think
30
it was the
straight
Steelers.
runs or some shit like that?
I don't think
so.
it was the Steelers.
But we talked about you being talkative kind of with your own team. How are you on the field like game day? You a shit talker with opponents?
No, I don't talk. I just like to play. Now, I feel like if I talk, it'll distract me from what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
But LA game, I was talking a little bit because they were talking a lot to me.
Somebody else started.
Who was talking to you? Who was talking to you? AD?
It was one of their backers. I mean, Arizona said like 1 or 2 things to me, but it wasn't like any trash talk.
Yeah, we're trying not to piss him off.
Yeah.
Either way.
Stay away from
So what he did to
got it
the
now,
old
you got
Colts
it, you got it.
quarterback.
Yeah, you're right, AD, Mr. AD. Yeah, you're right in that entire thing. AR, we're lucky to have you, brother. I can't wait to see what you do this full season. I think all of Indianapolis, as soon as you step on the field, is a buzz. We hit our feet. And before you got here, you should have seen the shit football.
It was terrible.
It was so bad. It was described as the worst football experience in all of the United States of America.
No way.
Was watching the Indianapolis Colts play football.
That's what people said.
That's what it was. And then you come in, and I just paid $250,000 for our season tickets that year, so in a suite. And then you come on, and it's like, here we go.
We got to
Finally.
And then
5
5 weeks.
Yep.
That's all we got. And that means you're ready to explode.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next superstar of the NFL, the next face of the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Richardson.
You are 5.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, I have a question. Will you? Can you throw right now or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of course I can.
There's a Duke. There's a Duke.
Well, if worse was worse, you'll throw this flat too.
Oh, so
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. Which? Listen, you can throw you can hit or miss, and it'll still hit. Just want to let you. You should have confidence. You already do. You're Anthony Richardson. If you put it into any hole in that net over there, any one of them, we'll give 25 people $500 who repost this on X, say something nice to somebody, and put the easiest way to pay them digitally.
That's all his hands are.
Yeah, it's way too small, huh?
Throwing an orange.
You're like shooting a tennis ball here, a free throw.
The hell?
Okay, hey, don't worry about it.
Nice and easy. Like right
Anywhere you want. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Okay, all right.
That's smart.
Smart quarterback.
Hey, smart play. That's
Heady
smart
player.
play. Nobody's
Heady player.
choosing to do that.
Are we
25 people, $500.
are we just putting it in there?
What are we?
Yeah, you can't miss from that close.
Wow.
Hey!
Wow. He's gamer.
I'll tell you what, I did not expect that. I did not. That's the move.
Can't go broke.
Nobody has done that.
broke.
Yes.
That's genius.
That was genius. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody
that
has
was
done
genius.
that. Nobody has done that. That's my style. Hey, whatever you need to do. Oh. There's a Duke down there.
Yeah,
it's
that's
flat
why.
as shit, though.
Because it wasn't the Duke.
Yeah, it's flat as hell.
It's Brady.
I kicked that to myself in a game.
Shut up.
Yeah, I kicked that to myself, AR. Yeah, to me. Yeah, onside. Yeah.
Athlete.
Yeah. Had to do it.
Oh. Tell you what, it looks good though.
If it wasn't flat, that thing was still good.
Yeah, I got you.
Check ball.
Oh my God.
Holy.
there it is.
Holy
Last
crap.
one.
Yep.
That was a miss.
Absolute heat. Appreciate you, man. We put a bad spot. 4 different balls.
Terrible.
Right.
4 different balls.
Figured it out.
Hey, thank you.
Kick that one?
Big balls around here, bub. Yeah, that's what we got, AR. Gonna need that in this life, you know. Hey, appreciate you, dude. Good luck with everything. Family, you guys are the best. Sir, it was great chatting with you at training camp. Good to see you again. Hell yeah, what a team. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Richardson. That's genius.
Yeah, wow. Talk about gotcha.
Smart quarterback play.
I'm sold.
So my, baby girl, daughter, she's like 13 months now, almost. Tomorrow, she's 13 months.
Holy shit.
She, I know, right? It's all happening.
Yeah, damn.
So she's starting to learn stuff, like literally every single day. She starts pulling shit out of Sam's bag, you know? She just goes through it. Yeah. I put stuff on top to cover it. She throws that out of the way, gets right back into the bag. I'm like, yes, we got a little stick-to-itiveness here. Now, obviously, mom not necessarily thrilled that all the shit in her bag is getting thrown out of there, but I'm selling her on the upside. Hey, something got in her way. She moved it out of the way, continued doing it. She figured it out. I love everything about that. Anthony Richardson just walking up to 2 feet away saying, we're going to win.
Let me just dump this in here.
We're going to win. I love it.
Ones and
Work
zeros.
smarter, not harder.
Look out, AFC South. We got a genius under center. I love it. We did journalism to start the show. I'm excited to see how everybody's taking that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm actually
That was
very
great.
excited.
We're just showcasing stats.
Sorry.
Stats are stats.
We didn't make them up.
The truth.
We just found them.
That's right.
Hour 2 on the other side. PK Subban, AJ Hawk, and more. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Cheers. And we are in a conference room in a hotel that is the home of the annual league meeting. It is wonderful down here in Florida. Jim Harbaugh was showcasing to me why he doesn't like the hip drop tackle. He was actually wrapping his massive arms around me and then saying, this is what we're trying to get out.
Jim Harbaugh's rules, this is his business card that he gave me.
Jim Harbaugh's rules to live by. You guys are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall.
We'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Woo! You did it. When RG3 comes out, you heard him. Yeah. Okay.
I think accuracy, is the #1 trait that NFL quarterbacks need to have.
Oh, so Penix.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think accuracy is the #1
Okay.
trait that
Didn't say no.
Oh! Easy, K. Don't give anything up. Hey, you got a lot of leverage right now.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you guys are taking wide receiver in the first round, is what I'm being told, and everyone.
Hey, congratulations for doing that.
Good class for it.
Way to go.
Just the first round?
Whoa.
Got 11 picks.
I thought the most impressive thing about it was a lot of people had the sense that this was going to happen, and not one person uttered it. It was a completely respect-driven thing for Aaron to let him do it the way he needed to and wanted to because he deserved that.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with the offense, but I made sure I had a conversation with Jameis every day, just for myself. It was like self-motivation.
Are you a bobcat or a deer girl?
Boom. Okay. That's good news.
I think that was like a deer, guys.
1, 2, 3, all locked, you think?
I don't know that yet.
Ooh.
Who could jump up there? Who could pack it?
Caleb Williams, I agree with it 1.
Okay.
My guess would be Jaden Daniels at 2. And 3, there has been a lot of Drake May conversation. Here's the thing. These things,
Shafty. Sounds like you know more than what you're leading on right now.
Do I think they'll ultimately stay and make the pick at 3? My guess would be yes.
Fucking thank God, Jesus Christ.
If it's going to cause you that much agita, I'm going to definitely see if I can find out some more stuff that will give you more heart palpitations.
Oh, Shafty!
You don't need to be a prick. I just want a quarterback so I can root for football again.
Feels like that's probably the case. Conman's got a question for you. Man.
Yeah, Shefty. Excuse me.
Oh, no.
What? I am so. I'm so sorry.
You know what? That's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Can you kick one of those shoes up here?
It says rap sheet. I'll get your kids on there too. That's pretty sweet.
We went to Venice and they had an artist draw it on it.
In Italy?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Caboli.
Oh, no.
Stop laughing, Gump.
It's a tough chair.
It's a good chair.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Got an ACL.
Schultz, I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were out of here, but then I see you over there.
I ruined it.
You did not ruin it.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pink. Damn it.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Concava SC Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Outro of the program starts now.
Sports
are fantastic, and we just had the NFL's future star Anthony Richardson live here in the Thunderdome with his family. What an incredible group of people, and what a humble alien.
Yeah, truly.
He is an alien.
Huge.
255 pounds, shouldn't be able to run that fast or jump that high or spin a football as well as he can. We're lucky here in Indianapolis because it's not just him. It's not just Tyrese Halliburton.
That's right.
It's also Caitlin Clark, the all-time leading scorer in the history of NCAA basketball. If you missed it, we did some real journalism to start this entire program. It wasn't just me. It was the entire crew here at the Thunderdome, the Toxic Table, at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Great shirt. You break it, you own it. You're talking about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I am. And again, sometimes things are just going to get really loud, and you just got to let people know where your allegiances lay. And just because I'm an Iowan and she's an Iowan, that has nothing to do with it. Now she's in Indiana, and she's our star, okay? And I want to make sure that I don't ever forget that. But I want people to know that, hey, listen, we're going to support her no matter what.
Yeah, but also all we try to do is just let people know, like, hey, in theory, we get what you're saying.
Sure,
and,
of
like,
course.
Yeah, it makes sense that it's an entire generation and a buzz. We get it. This is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one.
It can be an entire generation, but there's still always going to be a tip of the spear.
And there is a one, and we're not saying anything about the WNBA stars on the court who we get to watch. And I will say, dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking the attitude, the mentality, the way they play, the way they shit talk. There was maybe the greatest heel I have seen in the last 20 years at the Chicago Sky Indiana Fever game this past Saturday. It was her and three ladies that were sitting on the wood in the middle of the court, got to be the most expensive seats in the entire place, right next to the TV crew, and they were openly Chicago Sky fans, but not just Sky fans, proficient shit-talking Sky fans.
Wow.
And I loved everything about it. Now, granted, I don't think a lot of Fever fans enjoyed it or loved it because the place was completely quiet, and we're shooting a free throw, and literally right beforehand, miss it from the court side in the middle of the arena, in front of people with face paint on for the Fever. The people with the face paint on for the Fever paid so much money to sit second row, right in the middle of that. So much money, right in front of them. Maybe the greatest heels I have seen. I'm not talking shoes, I'm talking bad guys. The way they just handled the entire arena, talk shit the entire time. Caitlin had to inbound at one point. They were in her ear pretty much right in there. Only people in the entire arena. So I got nothing but respect for the players, for the fan. That was awesome to watch. I was at an angle, so I didn't get to see, I'm not sure I could say like who it was or whatever. I could just see from the side and I could hear magnificent stuff. But the WNBA, the refs, and just sports media and the people, the ex-WNBA players that are talking, it's like, hey, I think we need to just a little bit of a realignment on what is actually happening and what could stop happening.
Yeah.
What could stop happening.
Sure.
And it's not a threat or anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, 10 Diggs here, 9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler's here. Looking super cool. Super cool, D-Butch. I didn't watch WNBA, okay, before this year. I told that to B-Stu when I said, I was not familiar with your game.
Apologize.
I do apologize for that. I didn't watch women's basketball at all until the March Madness, not this past one, the one before, because of all the storylines and because there was a girl from Iowa who decided to pick Iowa over any other school, put the entire state on her back, go ahead and do it, and was doing it in a fashion Steph Curry-ish, like electrifying way. And it's like, I feel like those storylines are great for women's basketball, and I think where the WNBA is great. There's a chance they fuck this up, though. There's a chance that this gets fucked up.
Feels like it.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
I don't think so. And Caitlin, Caitlin is absolute superstar, and it's not just it's her style of play. For me at least, her style of play, seeing her pulling up from the logo.
That's all she can do.
That's something I've never seen on the college level. And I went to UConn, which was obviously the most dominant women's program, and I played. I know a lot of people are new to. A lot of you guys are new to women's basketball, but women's basketball as a brand is a much more physical brand of basketball than men's basketball. AJ will probably speak on it too with coaching his daughter's basketball team. He just always has been. So this is kind of Candace Parker went through this, Maya Moore went through this, and they were built a little different. And it's much more eyes on Caitlin Clark. So everything that happens to her is going to be blown up much more. But it's part of it. I think she'll adjust. She'll end up being another superstar in the league. And I think big shows are starting A block with talking about the WNBA. So regardless of what side you're on, that's huge. That's a huge win for the W, and I think hopefully it'll keep trending in that direction.
I didn't like the amount of people that were attacking the Chicago Sky players. For what
that's
happened.
Dumb.
Like I didn't like that.
Yeah,
like there's going to be people that are take cheap shots on people. There's going to be that's sports.
Yeah.
Like that is literally part of sports. But I do feel like there is a lack of recognition of an understanding from a high level, and they're almost scared to say it. It feels like they're scared because they don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to do it. But it's like, the reality is, like, this is a whole new business now because this person is in your league. Maybe we don't try to.
Exactly.
just because she's, there's ways that, and not preferential treatment. We're not saying that. It's just like, hey, look out for the one that is potentially changing the entire league just a little bit. And a foul having to get upgraded later, it's like that should never happen, especially at a home game.
Yeah.
Like that should never happen. That should be a message being sent like, nah, can't do that to the person that sold this arena out, and let alone anybody, but the person that is funding a lot of our shit right now. I don't know. It's just it's a weird time. It's a weird time, and we happen to be there.
Yeah, Did a Fever player even think about standing up for?
No. So that was Matt Barnes' take. And as I was watching Matt Barnes, I was thankful that he was saying it. My natural instinct is just like basketball. Like, this is just basketball mentality. But then Barnes is like, nah, that ain't the reason why I'm there.
Yeah.
Is to make sure shit ain't happening to anybody else. And I think if somebody would have done that to Kennedy on the other side, I think Cardoso, I think Angel, I think Levin, I think was another one of their starters, point guard. I think they all would have came flying in almost. This was almost like a Andy Dalton slide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nobody.
It's the football team.
It was with Cowboys. Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway too. Like, just seeing a player going to help her up. Like, you gotta get in somebody's face. That is regardless of how the rest of the W or how whoever else feels about. Like, this is our star. This is our girl. This is our number one pick. Just like Aaliyah was last year, but obviously she has brought the team and the league to a different level. So you got to protect that as a teammate. So
I don't know if that's how everybody on the Fever's feeling either.
You see, that's
definitely not.
That's not necessarily thrilled. Just
that starts at the top.
Well, so GM came out and said she's done with it.
Yeah.
She's done with how this goes. Christy Sides said that they're sending in plays to review and she doesn't want to get fined. It's like, hey, get fined.
Get fined.
Like, hey, it is allowed. You're allowed to get fined to take a stand for the person who is directing your traffic on the court too. Because I'm there, so I'm watching. Whenever they're at commercial break and there's an inbound potentially happen, Caitlin is the one teaching the rest of the people on the court what the inbound play is. So like they're asking her, like, hey, what are we doing here? So it's like in that particular, it feels like they're okay with going to her for the information and her doing, but not okay with her being like held above.
But she is.
It's a wild game. We don't know enough about women's basketball. We were just getting into it. But man, if one person just throws a massive right, like Nalissa Smith.
Yes.
She's number one on our team. She might be she's
best player right now.
No.
She runs.
Yeah, she is perfect for Caitlin Clark basketball.
Yeah, because she runs. She's big. She
Not starting yet.
6'4".
Just started starting.
Yeah,
Okay.
We don't know if there was injuries beforehand.
Yeah, there was an injury.
We don't know if there's injuries before. She's the one though. Like she could set the tone for everybody else, but also she's a massive part of why they're potentially winning games at this point. E. Wheeler, point guard for it. She seems to have a lot of respect around the league, and I think Kelsey Mitchell, former number 2 overall pick, she's coming in. Samuelson doesn't seem to miss whenever she's on the court. It's like I feel like I'm really learning a lot about this team. I'm watching these games.
Yes.
Like my wife and her friend went. Obviously, we had a great time. It's a good outing. Thank you for having us there. But I'm like actually watching game, trying to learn as much as possible and see how it all goes. That's why whenever you got people coming out and say we're not treating her any differently, it's like, I mean, we're there. We're all watching the same thing. We're all adding this. But that's the way it's going to go whenever you're a star. Joining us now is one of those. College football national champion, Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
AJ, D-Buck just brought up that you're coaching your daughter's basketball teams. He's saying women's basketball, girls' basketball has always been super physical. They don't mind getting after it on defensive side. And I don't blame the Chicago Sky players for what they're doing or anybody else in basketball. Is that a true statement, though? And have you gotten into the WNBA at all with your daughters playing hoops?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my daughter's 13 now. I coached her 5th and 6th grade. That's one of the first things I told her was like, hey, man, I appreciate how you guys compete and how like they are not scared to be super physical in the games. And what always happened too, I don't know if D-Bud has the same experience, like these 5th and 6th grade girls, if one girl got fouled hard, all 4 of them are coming over and picking her up and going crazy, and then they're being extra physical when they get back on defense too. Like it was cool to see them come together. They really do at a young age.
So what's going on with the Fever?
I mean, you have to ask the question, do they want that smoke?
I'm not going to ask.
That's a good question.
That team might not be the team
truly
that you want all the smoke with.
No, which I can understand because Cardoso was.
We need Cardoso in Indy.
I wish.
Okay, we need Cardoso in Indy. That is my takeaway from that game. And also, we need that lady that was sitting courtside, middle court, to be a Fever fan. She needs to become a Fever. She is a menace. That lady was fantastic. I'm telling you, I have never seen anything like it. Never seen anything. We go through all the stats. That's a sold-out arena. That is a packed-out arena. Caitlin Clark shit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The big money tickets, seats, all filled up by people that are there to watch Caitlin. Like, here we are. And this lady was from the beginning. I missed the first quarter. From the beginning of the second quarter all the way through, did not stop one time. And then obviously she had to take the walk of shame out of there.
Sure.
Because they lose. She walked out with her dignity, though. I think I tried to run into one, and I might have. I said, we need her on the Fever, too. If we are making any moves, that's what we need. Because that lady wouldn't let any of that shit happen.
Never.
To Caitlin, I think she would actually think about going on the court to fight her. The culture around WNBA is certainly a fascinating one that we're all learning about, but they might mess it up.
Hopefully not.
They might mess up.
No, they can't mess it up. How can they mess it up? What can they do? What do you mean?
It's the refs, too, here. Now, and I know...
I think of the refs. When you say mess it up, I only think of the refs, like teeing her up, doing all these things, and calling ticky-tack fouls, ruining like the pace of the game and how it goes.
Yeah, not only ticky-tack fouls, like you could call some shit to set the tone early. Like, hey, you're not just going to bully. You're not just going to... You know what I mean? Like, there is... You can set a tone with the shit you're doing, but instead the tone that they're setting is, Caitlin, you better not look at us sideways. If you look at us sideways, we're going to tee you up. It's like they call a foul on her, and then they're just like, they're watching. Go ahead. Think about looking at me right now. And if she does, it's like, boom, that's what we thought. Yep. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like they're also against, like in their tone, the way they... If you go to the games and watch, which we do, we're not just watching highlights.
No.
Actually at the game, it's like the refs are openly like, this ain't your league. Like to her.
Really? You can feel that like, hey, you got to pay your dues here, huh?
Bingo. Yeah. And Christy Sides is saying that, and the GM saying that. And if you watch the game, you think to yourself like,
trash.
It's real.
This is a real, and that comes from like somebody at WNBA could be like, hey, we don't need to be, cooking up fake calls or anything, but also we don't need to be
like over the top
harping on
exactly
like our story. Like that's the complete opposite of how I've heard it goes in basketball since the beginning of basketball. It's
like they're taking it. This is their moment too. It's their 15 seconds of fame. And we've had players on here. I think Rivers was probably the last one to speak on like how sometimes those basketball refs on the men's side of the world can kind of get too caught up in that and be quick trigger on some of the players, but you can't have that as a ref. You don't, like you said, you don't want the preferential treatment where you're like, hey, you can't touch, you can't do this, but you can't be on the opposite side of that, either waiting for her to talk or show some emotion and tear up. Like, nah.
It's bad. It's weird. It is very weird to watch it all. And you actually think like, this can't be how this is actually going. Mm-hmm. And then, maybe that's just the naivety. But once again, players, I understand, like as athletes, every athlete out there, I assume, thinks to themselves, and you have to if you're going to be a professional athlete. Like if I had the same hype as Caitlin, I would be, like you heard Kennedy say it. Like aside from a three, what does she have? It's like Kennedy averages like 3 points a game. She had a big one against the Fever. I think Caitlin already averages like 17-5, whatever the case is. Like, but that is legitimately, I think all athletes are thinking to themselves, all hype. This is all bullshit. Different league, which. Respect, like you do whatever you got to do to play, but it's just like let's make sure we're covering this in a proper fashion.
Well, and to what you're saying with like the refs, like if they're just letting stuff go early and they don't set that tone, then like guess what? Like, hey, I am going to test her. Like, I can get away with shit like this because we've been mauling her onto the way of the basket. They're not calling anything. So, like, yeah, I'll give her a hip check, and who knows? Like, maybe they won't call anything. And then they didn't, but, went back and did it later. But, like, that exactly. If they don't establish a tone early, like, yeah, you can get away with some of that stuff and kind of get into her head.
And athletes will take advantage
Absolutely.
of what they're getting away with. Yeah. If a pitcher has a low outside strike that is definitely a ball that an ump is calling, that ball is going right there every single time. It's just the way it goes. That's why, once again, no beef with the current players, but let's make sure we're acknowledging,
Yeah, exactly. Let's pay attention.
Make sure we are.
Rivalry is good, though. We know the rivalry is good for the league.
The rivalry is with the entire league right now, though. That is the
problem. You're right. Yeah, you can't really zero it in like we used to. Yeah, I don't know. It's good we're talking about it, though. Like D-Butt said, here we are.
Yeah, it's good how we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what else we're talking about?
What?
Justin Jefferson just got $110 million guaranteed.
Pretty good.
So good for him. Good for him, dude.
Great for him. Let's go.
Good seg. A record deal. The Vikings and 3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Justin Jefferson reached an agreement on a 4-year, $140 million, $110 million guaranteed, highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history. Jefferson's deal includes $88.743 million due at signing. Holy shit.
So much.
Good negotiating, Ben. The highest non-quarterback guarantee at signing in NFL history, and it resets the wide receiver market. Now, remember, signing bonuses can be allotted throughout the duration of the entire contract as opposed to just being parked on one particular year. So this was them getting ahead of the whole kick the can down the road narrative with a signing bonus that big. 88 of 110 due today or yesterday. Congrats to Congrats to Justin.
Crush.
And congrats to Uncle Sam. Congrats to Uncle Sam. Picking up a nice $44 million on one swift swoop. But Justin Jefferson's different, AJ. This is obviously the plan, and I'm excited that another wideout got another big payday.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys that you had to find a way to keep him there. No matter who they threw in at quarterback, whatever the injury situation may be, Justin Jefferson, he just always seems to produce. And he seems to do all the right things on and off the field as well. So this is a no-brainer. But who's next in line now? Is there anyone out there? Jamar, obviously. Is he next? Like, what are we doing?
Jamar, CD, Tyreek, allegedly. Brandon Ayuk, potentially a whole other combo, because remember, they're thinking, can we go with both him and everybody else that we have? They just drafted old buddy out of Florida. Pierce Hall or whatever. So it's like.
Free-signed Jennings, too, out there.
Oh, yeah, Jawan.
Jennings, yeah.
Hey, he's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jawan Jennings, massive piece of that entire run game out there in San Francisco. So there's like five guys around the league that are like waiting on that. And I bet Justin Jefferson was trying to get those guys to get their deals done before him. But now the one who's setting the table, it gets it done. Now everybody else can kind of fall in wherever they deem fit.
Well, and a lot of the fodder after this, too, was like, man, the Colts nailed their signing. Like, they got Pittman so early, and they were also referencing
27?
Oh, yeah, something like that. But
27 average a year.
Now it's like the best bargain in the NFL because of all the deals that have come after. Amon-Ra, obviously, and now this massive one that reset the whole thing.
Pittman was able to do some farming with that. He's A-okay. He'll show up to work, do all the right things, which we absolutely love. But Tyreek Hill is the one everybody's kind of asking about because, him and Justin Jefferson arguably, and then Devontae Adams is like, wait a minute, just because we don't have a quarterback out here, let's not leave me out of this conversation. But Tyreek's deal was reported differently than what it actually was, which never happens with journalism.
Never
wrong on that type of stuff, including our deal. Journalism never gets that wrong. So maybe Tyreek's pissed. Maybe he gets a new deal done. Maybe he understands Tua has to get done. CD Lamb, are they paying Dak? There is so many. Jamar, T. Everything has so many questions to it. Now, let's move along. The Stanley Cup Finals have been figured out. Representing the Eastern Conference from Sunrise, Florida, the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
And representing the Western Conference from Edmonton, Canada, the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. Obviously, boobs raining down. He just rained down some boobs.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what he just did.
Yeah, but take it easy, Debo.
You said boobs.
Come on.
I heard what you said.
Boobs.
Oh, I thought you said boobs.
I heard a B at the end.
I saw a video, I thought
that's what you were. I thought that's why he brought that up.
Yeah,
anyways, joining us now is a man who'll give us more information on what we should expect from this particular series. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, longtime NHL vet, PK Subban.
Yeah, PK.
Montreal baseball team is who we're trying to get tickets from today, or what do we got?
Special edition Montreal Expos jersey. I think this is the Tom Brady one. It was sent to me. Pretty cool. So big Grand Prix week this week in Montreal. So big week, showing Montreal some love.
Huge week.
Which race is that? Is that the G1 race?
Formula One, Formula One.
Yep. Go on.
G1.
Go on.
Pinnacle.
Buy one.
Who's going to win?
It's not the go one, buy one, buy one, buy one, buy one, buy one, buy one for the whole race.
No passing.
Just go one by one by one.
No, not in Canada, not in Montreal. We're going to have
I've gone to Montreal Grand Prix probably. I've been to there for the weekend 12 times. I've been to the race maybe once or twice. So you guys I'll let you guys know what I've been doing down in Montreal during the Grand Prix.
Yeah, you did it right. You're doing it right. And I don't know if you have seen the reaction since your call for love last week. A lot of people offering their services. Have you seen?
You know what? I'm not a DM guy. I'm not a big DM guy, but allegedly my DMs are flooded, so I gotta
Wow.
sift through those. I haven't been through them yet. I've been busy with the final, but we'll see. Maybe post final, I'll go through and see what's
Yeah,
up.
of course, watching film and massages and boxing and, the whole thing. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Let's talk about the final. The Edmonton Oilers get by the Dallas Stars with only 10 shots on net. Obviously, the least amount of shots on goal in a clinching series game in the history of the NHL. Connor McDavid has one of the nastiest goals, and he adds a nasty assist later in the game to win this entire thing. He took over the filthy right there early in the game too. So if you're wondering if this is going to be a good game, don't you worry about it. Connor McDavid's going to do a little drag, backhand, top shed. Welcome to my town. This is Edmonton. So filthy. Just as if he's playing amongst kids. There's a couple different angles that are slow mode.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Boink.
That's video game.
That's one of the 10 shots on goal for Edmonton throughout the entire game. Whenever you think about this team, do you think they have enough jam or grit to keep up with this Florida Panthers team, or is this Florida Panthers to win, PK? Or I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, on the McDavid goal, when I watched that last night, I immediately, right away, I thought about The Last Dance and BJ Armstrong talking about Michael Jordan and him saying that, Michael Jordan, as his career went on, it was like he'd let his teammates play, and then when it was time for him to kind of take over the game, he took over and he would win the team. He'd win the game for the team. Last night, watching Connor McDavid on the power play, it made me feel like that. This whole series, I watched him. I've watched him over this playoff run. It's almost like he knew how important it was for everybody to be a part of this run and to be involved. I think he's not playing as many minutes. I think that when he's playing the game, you could see he's deferring to teammates, allowing guys, trusting his teammates in situations. But what I loved about the game last night was this was his moment. This was his game to say, I'm pulling my team, I'm pulling the city of Edmonton into the Stanley Cup Finals. It's not about the depth on our team. It's not about that. It's about me stepping up and being the greatest player in the world. And he was last night, especially on that first goal. Watching him, the exposure. First of all, it's not the toe drag for me. It's who he's toe dragging around. I mean, Miro Heiskanen's been top 2 defenseman in the playoffs this year, but all season, I mean, this guy's a perennial. He's going to be a Norris Trophy finalist for years to come. But I mean, he makes him look like a regular defenseman on that play. This is one of the best skaters in the league. So there's no doubt going into the Stanley Cup final that Connor McDavid is the best player in the world, and that's who the Florida Panthers are going up against. Now, to answer your question on the Florida Panthers don't care who they're playing, whether it's Connor McDavid, whether it's Kucherov, whether it's, the Toronto Maple Leafs. It doesn't matter whether it's the New York Rangers and Artemi Panarin. These guys have shut down the league's best players all season and all playoffs. And you know what? The way they look at it is if you want to win the cup, you got to beat the best. Connor McDavid and company are the best right now. And the Florida Panthers, for me, they're going to be a very, very difficult team to beat in the finals. I'm going with the Florida Panthers. I've doubted them all playoff long. I agree that if the Edmonton Oilers are going to win, it's going to be on Connor McDavid. Wouldn't surprise me, but I'm going with the Florida Panthers. I think that they're ready after losing last year in the finals. They have had all year to prepare. I watched them beat this year's best team on the planet for hockey, the New York Rangers, and they beat them. They beat them pretty, I'm not going to say easily, but it was a one-sided series. I thought Florida was the better team all series long, and it showed, and the better team won. I think that it's Florida's series to lose in the Stanley Cup Final.
About time, PK. Damn it.
PK, what do they do? What's Florida going to do to stop them? What are they in football, it happens a lot, or basketball. Hey, just don't let their star beat us. Let's find a way to make everyone else beat us. What can Florida do to try to make this happen?
Okay, so to break it down in a nutshell, Edmonton can win. Exactly. Edmonton can win this series, but it's going to take Stuart Skinner to be better than Sergei Bobrovsky, which I don't believe is going to happen. I got all the respect in the world to Stuart Skinner and the way he's played. I give that kid a tremendous amount of credit. He's playing the best hockey of his career, and I know he's going to play well in this final. But to think that I'm going to pick him over Sergei Bobrovsky, as of right now, I can't do that. I just can't do that. Sergei Bobrovsky has been unbelievable, and I believe that he'll be the best player in this final when it's all said and done. He's going to have to be for the Florida Panthers. But that, to me, is the most important thing. Is going to be the goaltending duel. Sergei Bobrovsky has to be Florida's best player, and I think that he will. I also think the matchups are in favor of the Florida Panthers. They got Kachuk, and they got Sam Bennett on one line. So you got McDavid and Draisaitl. If they split those guys up, they're going to have heavy guys on their top two lines. You know what Barkov brings. We've seen what he did to Pasternak. We saw what he did to everybody else coming. But, I think that the matchups are in favor of Florida, and Florida wins the goaltending situation. The X factor in all of it is going to be McDavid and Draisaitl. And the Edmonton Oilers defense. Can their defense continue to play solid like they have all season? The Florida Panthers are playing their best hockey. The Edmonton Oilers are playing their best hockey. But I think Florida's got a deeper team. They got more experience. I think they're the team right now. I think containing Connor McDavid is possible. Shutting him down. He's going to get his points. He's going to create. But everybody else, you have to keep at bay. And their special teams. Florida's dominated in the special teams. They shut down the league's best power play with the Rangers. They're going to have to do the same thing against Edmonton. If they win the special teams battle, this series is going Florida's way.
How about Sam Bennett, too? He had that nasty no-look pass. And he's got a clap bomb, little triple doink goal scorer there.
Chad.
I don't know if that ball went in or if that puck went in. They also said he was offsides, but didn't challenge it. That's not on them. That's on somebody else. But it's like this Florida Panthers team, getting to watch them, I enjoy their moxie. I enjoy the way they go about it, and they're a physical, tough bunch. And not saying the Oilers haven't faced physical teams in the past, but it's like that is what Florida kind of separates themselves with, is how physical, fast, and talented they are. Go ahead, pal.
Well, I'll give Edmonton a ton of credit. They have come a long way as a team. Defensively, they played remarkably well down the stretch. They really, really have. But the Florida Panthers, what you're seeing from them right now is who they've always been and who they will be every single game in this series. That's the toughest team to play against. They're going to pull you, like I said, into the alleyways and those dark areas, and that's where that series will be played. And I think for Edmonton's defense, this is going to be their biggest challenge. You saw, do the Edmonton Oilers have a better defense than the New York Rangers? With Andre Miller and Schneider and Trouba and Fox and Lindgren? I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so. So look at what Florida did to their defense on the cycle, specialty teams. So it's also Florida's defense. I mean, Kulikov, Mikkola, these guys stepped up down the stretch. They're playing great. So there's not going to be any easy passes for Edmonton this series, and there hasn't been, but especially against Florida, it's going to be tough with the way Florida's playing right now. I think Florida's got everybody involved, bringing Okaposo in the lineup, Lomberg out. Paul Maurice has done a great job managing the bench. Florida's going to be a tough out right now. I think they're the better team.
You're not going to be able to cool off Kulikov.
No.
That's what everybody knows around the entire league. Even up there in Montreal, where they have a big G1 race this weekend. Make sure you get out and watch cars go one by one, by one, by one, by one. Yep. Zoom, boom, 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 boom. And then they'll remain in that same order.
I won't be there. I won't be at the race. I'll be somewhere else. I'll tell you that. I won't be at the race.
Oh, jeez. Smart. D-But's got a question. He might be there. He's got a question for you.
Gabe Morency will definitely be there. Keep an eye out for him. But you talked about the play, and obviously, Barkey's probably the best all-around player in the NHL right now. But I want to talk about some superstitions. Obviously, you saw Connor McDavid. I think he wore the same suit games 4, 5, and 6. And then now back-to-back conference finals for the Panthers. We did not touch the trophy this year. What are kind of the biggest superstitions you've been around in the NHL?
The touching of the conference trophies, that's probably the one that I've seen executed the most, because there's always this moment right before, everybody goes to take the picture. Well, do they touch it? Do they not touch it? Listen, for Florida, they were just there last year. They touched it last year. They're choosing not to touch it this year. I got no problem. I think that you celebrate every trophy that you get. Obviously, you're there for the cup, but you celebrate every trophy. The craziest superstition I've seen, is there's a couple guys that have been using the same jock strap since junior. What? I don't get that. To me, that's just flat out nasty. I don't care how badly you want to win. get a new jock.
Are we all wearing
You know what
jock
I mean?
straps in? Because you got to wear a cup, I guess, huh? So you guys wear.
Yeah, it's like wash, like that's dirty, man. Go get a new jock strap. I don't care how badly you want to win. It has nothing to do with your cup. I'll tell you that right
mostly
now.
in football,
the only cup is
Mhm.
the Stanley Cup. Wash your cup.
You wore one?
Nope.
I don't think I know many people that wore the jock strap in football. Because there's like the old adage is that guy couldn't hold his jock strap.
Yeah, AJ definitely did.
AJ,
to
you wore
me, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. Not wearing a jock strap in football. Who's? You don't want to have kids? Like, what are you doing?
You mean a cup or a jock
Yeah,
strap?
what are you
does it
talking
mean?
about?
There's difference.
Well, in hockey, we got the jock strap, and then you slide the cup in the front. So it's basically
No one's wearing
the
a cup
same
in
thing.
football.
Yeah, we don't wear. Yeah, there's no cups in football. Me, definitely not. But there's no cups in football.
They also have compression shorts that have built-in. That you don't have
Dude,
to wear
listen
the
to
jock
me.
strap. You just wear the
I
compression
couldn't tell you if guys aren't wearing cups, you wouldn't want to see me in one of those scrums, those piles, because I'd be a
You're
dirty,
grabbing
I'd
dogs.
gouge
Yeah.
guys.
You're just grabbing dogs.
Dog monster.
Where's the dog?
Look out.
See a dog, grab a dog. PK Saban football.
Twisting it.
I never said I'd be grabbing it. I never said I'd be
we're
grabbing
punching
it.
dogs.
I'd be falling on it. I'd be dropping elbows. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Pinching the tip of the.
Yeah, right on dogs.
Couple elbows. Yeah.
Oh, this guy's not wearing a cup. Dog.
We get that real quick.
That's PK Saban football.
Boom.
Oh, okay, uppercut.
Jay Tatum.
Jay Tatum.
Yeah. With all of them.
Boom.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay, that's good.
That's a dunk. That's a dunk.
Let's talk about celebrating dongs. Connor has a question for you, PK.
Yeah, PK. Obviously, there are a lot of storylines in any Stanley Cup final, but this one feels a little extra special. Obviously, Sunrise, Florida, it's a wonderful place. There are wonderful people down there. Are we worried that the boobs in Edmonton are going to be too much for the Panthers to focus on hockey, and they might be looking up to the stands to see a little sideshow?
Well, you know what? That's a great question. There'll be a lot of distractions. Definitely, ton of distractions. But Matthew Tkachuk, I believe him when he said it in his interview, that the guys have bought in and they're all in. So I would expect them in Canada. I know that when they came to stay here in New York, they were staying where I was staying, and there was a fire alarm that went off and all that stuff. So there's no question in Canada, people will be throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them to try to get in their kitchens. They got to stay locked in and stay focused. Leave all of that other stuff to me and the ESPN crew. We'll look after all of that on our days off and our leave all of that stuff.
Journalism.
Yep. Smart.
Journalism.
Good people.
Covering the atmosphere. Tone's got a question for you, PK.
PK, I believe it came out. This is going to be the farthest distance traveled in a final for any of the major sports. I believe it's 4,000 some kilometers. I don't know what that translates
What
to.
is that, Gumpy? What is a kilometer, dude?
Jeez.
Not quite as far as Ma.
Like
Okay, it's a little less than
1.1.
Coast to coast.
Does it matter? Does that matter at all? Like to these teams at all this late in the season? Does any
Big
team
time.
does any team have an advantage because of it?
Yeah, that's even further.
Big time, I think it matters. Well,
Rainier
when you think
cycle.
about it for Florida, Florida has had to travel to Carolina. They've had to travel to play against
New York.
the Rangers, like
Boston.
New York, right? So Boston. So it's been easy travel for them, and that's the East. I remember when I played in Nashville in the Central Division. It's the worst travel in the history. So for Edmonton, they could definitely, you feel that travel. In Nashville, I remember when we played the Anaheim Ducks in the conference final. It was horrible going back and forth from Anaheim. So definitely the travel matters, but this is a Stanley Cup final. I mean, every player is going to be doing everything they possibly can to get an edge. Rest, recovery, all of that stuff. I'm sure teams will be bringing in extra therapists. You know how it is. But for me, I think the Florida Panthers are the fresher team. There's no question they're the fresher team, in my opinion. They should be. The style of play for them is what they've always played all season. They look fresher. They didn't look tired to me at all. So, and I think Connor McDavid's fresh. I think this might be the first time I've seen him this fresh in the playoffs, because they've really balanced out the minutes for their team. So, yeah, the travel will be a factor, but I think with the intensity of this series, I really don't believe it's going to matter as much unless it goes 6 or 7 games.
So I'm just trying to make sure I get the distance right here. Just trying to add it up. So it's
How long
like
is that flight, you think?
because it's in a bit, it's not Seattle.
A little further too. That ain't something.
6 hours and 10 minutes is what I just looked up. If it was a nonstop, yeah,
Direct flight.
yeah,
Including
What's
down
the
seats?
distance there in inches?
So
Yeah.
I'd say
That matters.
About 400 inches, if I had to.
Oh, okay.
The way I describe them.
That's a lot of inches.
Well, you take that. That's like 6 inches, right? Right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
So
400.
Well,
what's that, PK? Are you all right, dude?
it's a game of inches. It's a game of inches, Pat.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes
Hand motion and rhythm.
6 inches,
But,
8 inches. It's a game of inches.
I guess a kilometer is 0.62 of a mile.
Okay.
Okay, so 4,200 kilometers, a little bit more than half, 2,300 miles.
Yeah,
if we were just to kind of eyeball this thing and kind of, that's a long way. They're not driving though. Thank God.
No.
Thank God.
They should. They should make them drive. That'd be cool.
3 buses.
Yeah.
Train would be cool.
Or F1 cars, the G1 cars, and whoever gets there first starts 1-0.
Now we're talking.
G1 cars
Now
never
we're
making
talking.
it. That thing's such a soft ass car.
Not a chance.
No way. Imagine it making its way to Minneapolis or
Which route are you going? Because they're basically the same amount of time. You going through Missouri or Chicago?
We're staying away from this.
Yeah, go Omaha.
We're going to Omaha.
I agree.
Stop by Wendy's crib.
Yeah, the Dakotas. Dakotas are beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, this is the right way.
How about Nashville?
Nashville's
A lot of
sick.
traffic there too.
Yeah, you don't want to go through Nashville. You might stop.
I think I'm doing this one. I think I'm going Nashville.
Oh, yeah, we're not making it through Nashville. If they go through Nashville, there's no way they're making it through Nashville.
Yeah, stop.
Not
Pit
this
stop.
time.
Pit stop.
Just quick pit stop.
Just quick pit stop. There's the entire thing. PK, how do you see it going, pal? What do you think? You like Florida winning it, or are we going to have at least, gentleman's sweep? I believe last year is how Edmonton lost to the Vegas Golden Knights. I think.
Yeah, that is correct.
No. World's
Sure?
best players on that team. I mean, listen, Edmonton could win this series. Connor McDavid, I'm not, I wouldn't bet against that guy, but I have to believe that the Florida Panthers, this is their time. With the experience of going to the finals last year, I think they're healthy now. They weren't healthy last year in the finals. I think it's their year. So I'm gonna go with Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers. I've been betting against them all year. I should have given them more love. I got to give him love, but McJesus, man, if he starts mixing up some of that magic, anything can happen. So it's must watch TV. You got the world's greatest player in the game of hockey against the best team, in my opinion, in hockey right now, the Florida Panthers. So it should make for a great series, but I'm going with Florida Panthers in 6 games.
Our sources have told us that McDavid doesn't love the McJesus thing. That's what our sources have told us within the last 5 days.
Hold on, let's get into that. Let's get into that for a second.
Okay.
I mean,
if you want to.
Which athlete is going to say that they want the nickname and they like the nickname McJesus? Like, he ain't going to say that. But let's be real. Deep down inside, he has to like the nickname McJesus. Come on.
It's so sweet.
He has to, right?
Great nickname.
He might be a religious guy.
Yeah, what if he is like, my name and Jesus Christ of Nazareth should not be in the same.
Well, Jordan's Black Jesus. Jordan's Black Jesus, right? Isn't that what they call him, Black Jesus?
Yeah, that's what they said, in the last dance.
Larry Bird called him God, too.
I don't know. If
yeah?
He did. Larry Bird, obviously.
Yeah, we call him McJesus. So what's good?
Hey, listen, bud. You came out of the cave for the good of hockey. Okay? So why don't we embrace it?
Just win it.
But I'm not going to piss him off because we might be able to get him on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, Connor McDavid will take on Chuck and the boys down there in Florida for the Stanley Cup Finals. This man will be on TV, and we can't thank you enough for taking time with us, PK.
No problem, guys. And if you guys need to find me, I'll be at Elbow Room. So I'll be there pretty much any time that I'm not working. So you can find me down there at the Elbow Room.
Okay, and from what we learned about you, and especially what you talked about with your journalism today, he'll be sliding over to Tootsie's down there, too, South Florida.
Definitely.
Not in Nashville.
Little shoulder rub.
Ladies and gentlemen, PK Smith. All right, let's talk about some things that happened in the NFL. Can't wait for the NHL Stanley Cup Finals to start, not for a few days. So obviously, we're chit-chatting about stuff that's taking place around other sports. For instance, did you see this weekend that Russell Wilson is now the welcoming committee for the city of Pittsburgh? Russell Wilson says, "Welcome to the Burgh," to Zach Brown, who is incredibly jocked. And
so jocked.
Russell Wilson had a sweet shirt that said "I" and then the "I love you" sign language.
Yeah.
I love you, and then Steelers, and obviously big pop there at Heinz Field. Sorry, Acrisure Field. It's 20 years, I believe Kenny Chesney's been going there. Zach Brown and Kenny Chesney coming to town, going to sell out any stadium anywhere. And Russell Wilson saying, welcome to the Burgh. Next day, but also let's work our asses off and enjoy this life. Yins won't go down a Giant Eagle. Maybe we do. Russell Wilson, now the face of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, before ever taking a snap. This is good news for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right, Tone?
Well, it's great news because he's in pole position as our quarterback, and the quarterback's job is just exactly that, to embrace the city, do everything that the quarterback in the face of the city does, okay? Kenny Pickett was doing that last year with Zach Bryan, okay? This year it's Russell Wilson with Zach Brown. This year it could be another quarterback with a different artist. I don't know,
okay, so we love the welcome to the Burgh.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't love that he said black and yellow, but that's Wiz's fault. Wiz kind of ruined that a couple years ago. It's black and gold, but...
Jeez.
Yeah.
But, so I'm not going to put that on Russ. That's
black and yellow banger, though.
He should have
kind of
when you
conflict.
put this on the shirt, though, that's a nod to 7, so we all appreciate that. You respect those that came before you. I don't know if Kenny did or not. Wow. That's just Russ does, okay? And then Justin Fields took some pictures this weekend in his uniform. Boy, does that guy look like a football player, okay? So Russ is pole position now. Justin Fields could be pole position come game 1. So.
I think he's talking about his thigh.
Yes.
He looks big.
Thighs, and whenever you see just like, as a human who has rather large thighs, I think people have looked at me and go, oh shit, this guy can move a little bit. I can't, but that is just like a part that, when you have a lower base like that is big, you assume you earn that. It means a lot. Justin Fields looks like a powerhouse.
Yes, he does.
In that black and gold. And obviously the Steelers uniform for a long time has been heralded as the greatest looking uniform, or at least the combination of colors that has been great. Iowa actually stole it and said, that looks pretty good. We'll do the same exact thing. That's smart. That's not bad of Iowa to do that. But Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, the new faces of the Pittsburgh Steelers, him saying welcome to the Burgh, I just absolutely loved because...
Did you? Because it sounded like
it was really.
I couldn't tell in the tweet.
What do you mean?
I couldn't tell in the tweet. Okay, thought that's our quarterback. But now the way you're saying it feels like because Russell Wilson doesn't exude Pittsburgh. Yeah. You're kind of mocking.
No, he's the welcoming to it.
I mean, the pop.
He's just getting into it though. It's the beginning, right?
When the good pop.
Welcome to city of Pittsburgh. Over here, you got 3. There's 2 rivers that create one. Right over here is down at a point.
You could ask him; he would know exactly what the rivers were. He would know.
Could you imagine him
better
saying,
if he shotgunned a beer?
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
That's exactly what we're saying.
But remember, though, Zach Brown doesn't do that. He came on the show and said there's no booze at
because he's super jacked.
He's
right.
really professional.
Yeah, you're right. He wants to put on a great show.
Russ probably had a beer bong, and Zach's like, hey, we're not around.
Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot.
But I thought Russ looked tall, so that was cool.
Yeah, and Zach looks jacked. Shout out to Zach. But could you imagine if Russell Wilson came out there and goes, we're going to win for this city. From the Allegheny to the Monongahela. Trying to say Monongahela, which is the name of the other.
That would have been sweet.
That would have been awesome if he
nailed it. It was a packed house. That's all I saw.
Well, Kenny Chesney does that. Let
Was
alone
he treating like a pep rally too?
Let alone Zach Brown coming to town.
That's
both of them.
I can't believe those 2 are together.
Sources told me they played for those 2 plus the openers played for 6.5 hours.
Well, Zach will play for 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, he goes.
Was it a festival?
Basically,
Country Fest is kind of what it's billed as.
At one point, Kenny Chesney though was potentially going to be banned from the city of Pittsburgh because of how much the Yinzers were fucking up the city.
Too much garbage.
Every time Kenny came to town. That was real consideration, real conversation. Front page of newspaper in Pittsburgh. I forget which newspaper it was, but one of them might have been
the Tribune
or the Post.
Could have been any of. They were like, Kenny Chesney needs to stop coming to our city, and then it was just pictures of people zombie falling and then just shit everywhere all over the city. They have a good time and they fill up. The Kenny Chesney.
Kenny just gets them too riled up, really? That's all. I mean, that's a great compliment to Kenny and his band.
So it's not just Pittsburgh, it's all of Western Pennsylvania, it's Eastern Ohio and West Virginia. It's like a bird call. Hey, we're getting shit-faced in public. Kenny Chesney's coming to town. So that's a Kenny Chesney concert, baby. I think that's kind of how it goes. Yeah. But then you had Zach Brown in there as well. Man, what a show.
Yeah, they left 48 tons of garbage in 2016, and 37 people were taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, city was
waste management.
Russ Wilson, welcome to the Burgh.
That's right.
73 people
welcome,
arrested.
Guys.
Kenny Chesney has done more for Pittsburgh than Russell Wilson has. I think Kenny Chesney should have came out and said, welcome to the Berg to Russell and to Zach Brown. But nonetheless, I like that Russ is taking on ownership. He's loving what he's doing for the city of Pittsburgh. They need him to be good in that Artie Smith offense. We chatted a little bit about Justin Jefferson in the deal that he signed, but D-Butch actually dove a little bit deeper into the film to tell us why he got the deal that he got. Why is Justin Jefferson different than everybody else? It feels like the natural conversation is he's the best in the game. D-But is that accurate, and why is that the case?
I'm a big Tyreek Hill fan, just for how he changed the game, but Justin Jefferson, it could be 1A, 1B with either one of these guys. We got a few plays here that kind of illustrates that to even the average casual fan. So right here, he's in the slot. So obviously we have a dynamic receiver right now. It'll be a better show in the replay. You're going to play a lot of zone coverage. Don't want to be in man a ton, but he has the breakaway speed. He has the savviness, the patience in his route. He understands zones coverages. So once he gets to the top of his route, he's going to be patient and not run too fast into that other linebacker coming across the field, catches that, splits the safety, takes it to the house. This is one element of his game. Sometimes that's the only element of some receivers' game. For the next play, we got him now in. So kind of like a two-man coverage. So now as that slot corner, your responsibility is to break on the underneath routes, the intermediate routes. You have over-the-top help with safety. So you see the slot corner, boom, but he sets him up, outside break, goes inside, leaves him lost in the sauce, and then once again catches that ball and does something with it. In this final play, once again, just shows kind of his full thing. So now he's on the outside. That was him doing damage on the inside the last two plays. Now he's on the outside. Quarters coverage. So as a corner, it's your responsibility to maintain that outside leverage. Try and use your inside help from the safety. You see that corner right there to the left. You want to stay outside. He stems him and then break. Bad ball. He played with a ton of quarterbacks last year. We playing with a young quarterback. We expect at some point this season and going forward with J.J. McCarthy being the future there. So he's a guy that not only needs the perfect ball or the perfect offense or the perfect player route call, you can always throw it up to 18. Remember that great play he made against Buffalo, fourth in the bus route. He went up against Detroit a couple times last season as well, did that same thing. So he's a guy, regardless who you have at quarterback, he's going to be the focal point of that offense.
Yeah, and great work, by the way. But the thought that he's going to deal with Sam Darnold or JJ over his next couple of years probably added into the I'm going to need at least
escalator
15, 20 more guaranteed here at the beginning. Well, the reason why we got to go with these guys is because if we pay you, we can't pay a quarterback. Well, that's not money.
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know.
So you drafted one.
I don't know how to tell you this. J.J. McCarthy, by all accounts, a guy. Sam Darnold can spin it. Kevin O'Connell could draw plays to get him the ball.
Yep.
He has all those highlights you just showed. He is the one in the team meeting room leading into, we need to stop this guy.
Every time, every week.
We need to stop this guy. Let's make sure we have at least 4 eyes on this guy. And if we have a one-eyed guy, why not toss him in there? Let's have 5 eyes on this guy every single play. And then he, on multiple occasions, had over 100 yards in the first half. He had 180 yards at one point in the first half. He is the focal point of every single defense going in every single week. So if Kevin O'Connell can continue to draw up plays to keep him involved early, get him the rock, and Sam Darnold can make the throws, you can allow JJ to develop, you can still have success, and hopefully in a stacked NFC North, the Vikings throw their name into the ring to maybe be the leaders of the North.
Whoa.
Which I know Packers fans seeing this deal get signed are certainly shaking in their cold-ass boots, aren't they, Ty?
No, I wouldn't go that far. He is electrifying. He is incredible to watch. And obviously them having Aaron Jones, I think last year, that we talked about like, hey, Dalvin Cook leaving might affect Justin Jefferson a little bit, and people were like, no, it won't. The run game has nothing to do with the passing game. It did a little bit, and then he got hurt. But actually having a guy like Aaron Jones to bring along the quarterback, too, so it's not just like, hey, Justin, we're going to need you to have 150 yards receiving every single week. That certainly helps. But, no, I wouldn't say, shaking in your boots or anything like that. Ultimately, it's going to come down to quarterback.
Well, let's talk about what's going on in Chicago. You want to talk about shaking in boots?
Good Lord.
Caleb Williams, Ron Matunze, whole team going out in Chicago, saying hello to the city, getting chants, getting embraced, having a good time. I love this. I like Russell Wilson coming out and saying, welcome to the Berg.
Thank you.
I like him getting out into the public. I also like Caleb Williams going out.
Sucks.
Green Bay sucks.
No, I think they're saying, is that what they're chanting in that particular one? And he's egging it on, obviously, uncomfortable situation. If an entire city is chanting something, what are you supposed to do? Obviously, got to embrace you on camera. He also took some hacks with a baseball bat. And I think the thing I learned is this guy focused on football his whole life.
Yeah, big go.
And that's good news, I think, for the Chicago Bears. It's a mix between a golf swing and potential cricket. I think, like, you know how they do the cricket bat?
Does have
Kinda in
some
there.
cricket.
He has seen people hit baseballs before. I don't think he's ever done it himself. But that's how dialed he is on football, AJ. How do we feel about the way Chicago and Caleb and Rome are coming together? And when you see this video, what do you see, AJ? A threat in the NFC North?
I mean, there's all kind of threats everywhere you look. I mean, I think it's a bit premature to try to throw Minnesota in there and Chicago, and they're acting like they're going to be the heads of the NFC North. We know what Jordan Love and the boys are doing, the youngest squad in the NFL last year, and they're making plays all over the place. The future looks very bright for Green Bay, but yeah, they're doing all the right things. Caleb's doing all the right things. I like that he's embracing it, even if they start chanting Green Bay sucks to him. He knows, what do you do? Yeah, you got to lean in.
Is he supposed to turn around and go like this? No, can't.
Yeah.
So there's people that are upset.
He's like, I haven't even played him yet, guys, but yeah, cool, I'm in. Here we go.
Bingo. There was nothing he could do. I like the way he handled himself in that situation because what's he supposed to do? The baseball thing certainly opened some eyes.
That was wild.
Oh my god.
I mean, just interesting. I don't know how it would look.
What if he takes that yard there? What if those are going out?
Zito said he was hitting it right into the 5 gap?
Yeah, the 5.5 gap. But let's be honest, those are base hits all day long in any professional MLB stadium.
Absolutely not. It's a lot of double plays, hitting into a lot of routine double plays there. And again, he did.
Some might call it sack.
Focused on football growing up. Jordan Love went to a minor league game in Wisconsin, took some BP, and was hitting absolute fucking nukes. Okay, so I'm not saying you need to be a great baseball player, but guess what? The real dudes are hitting bombs in BP. They're not hitting little dribblers off a tee.
Well, hopefully we'll see Caleb in this cosmic baseball maybe next. This was awesome to see. I love that this is happening. And that looked like a blast and looked like a game I need to get to. The ball, boom.
Sweet.
That's good. I love the baseball brains marketing the game. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Before we head down to North Carolina, you're the best people on earth for allowing us to do this. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Boom, right.
Got it.
Like Caleb Williams.
Boom, exactly.
I bet you he does have a good golf swing. He was like turning over his hands.
Yeah, he did throw the first pitch that game. It was like 98 miles per hour.
Well, he's quarterback.
He's a quarterback in the NFL.
So we are happy he's able to throw. Did they throw?
Most pitchers don't bat.
Did they put a glove? Did they put a glove on his hand? Did he?
I don't think he knew how to put it on.
You want to see if he can catch? Is that what you're trying to do?
He put it on the wrong hand.
Oh, no.
That video getting put on the internet. They're trying to kill him.
That's the thing.
They were trying to kill him. Put that on the internet.
I see that back and I'm like, okay, you fucking delete that right now. No one can ever see me swinging a baseball bat like that. Because if he's taking like BP, like live hacks, like that's one thing, whatever. We're hitting a ball off a tee here. All right, you got to have some fucking drive. You better be barreling that thing up and hitting it hard.
Baseball's weird like that. I've seen some like stud NBA basketball players that couldn't hit underhand slow pitch softball.
Giannis?
Like, I've seen that.
Slow pitch softball.
God.
Now, those celebrity softball games, I mean, you're in a spot there.
No, I'm saying it's more about, I know where you're going, but it's more about how the swing looks as they're whiffing. If you whiff one or two because you're trying to hit the ball 7,000 feet.
Agreed. With what you're saying, I agree. But like, I see guys strike out at those celebrity softball games.
Oh, yeah.
And that's tough. Yeah. That's a tough look.
If you get the good pitchers that put the backspin on it and they give the big high guy coming in.
Not even. Like, I think with how slow it's coming in.
It's tough.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to time up. And then you'll see guys, obviously, first one, confident. Yeah. Hats backwards.
Yep.
Just got their name announced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, run that shit back. It's about to happen. And then they take a massive, and then it's all of a sudden we're at strike two because you started strike one. And it's like, wait a minute.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you foul one off. Oh, thank God.
Game over.
Shame.
Okay, and then you strike out there. Holy shit. This guy sucks as an athlete. So he didn't whiff on any on the team, which I think is good.
You said sure. It was more of a golf swing. Like even his feet turned as if he was like hitting a drive. Like that's how it seemed to me.
Does he golf?
I would assume he does. I would think his golf game's good.
Scratch.
The only thing I was worried about, back elbow has to be up. Come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If he's never really played, though, he'd be good. If you taught him for 2 hours, he'd be really good at it.
Agreed. He'd figure it out. But what we're saying is, like, that is a golf swing.
Yes.
Even the hold at the end looks like he's swinging a golf.
I like to see Caleb on the course. I assume he's
That is
really-
crazy. He picked up a baseball bat for the first time. He hit.
Yeah, in there in Chicago too, and for all the eyes are on him.
All
Everybody's
the
expecting him to.
This could be a positive.
It's the Bears page. Bears put this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, oh.
You think they might, but whoever put it up might have thought, yeah, look at him. He's getting base hit.
roping
Here
these
we go.
down the line.
Steve, we're not saying anything about any social media teams this year. We made a deal with ourselves.
Fine.
Just a question.
Damn
It's
it.
journalism.
Someone needs to check them, though.
No, you don't, because in their building, they're the smartest people on earth. So whenever they tell people what happened, they're not getting the. It's not coming. We're not the smart people.
Okay.
Social media people are the gurus. Remember, they were hired to be the gurus.
Oh, yeah. First of their generation.
Went to school for it.
Yeah, they have a degree.
Yeah.
They have a social media degree. That makes sense. Social media doesn't change literally every 12 hours. Like the guy who was driving on a suspended license at court for suspended license. Like, social media doesn't change like literally every single day. So a social media degree makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a report on that guy as well. I don't know if you've seen the update.
Is he okay?
Allegedly,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
clerical error. He shouldn't even had lost his license in the first place.
Exonerated.
Exonerated completely.
Shout out, guy.
Congrats.
All he had to do was just get to his appointment a little bit earlier, just sitting in a car, not moving.
Bingo.
We don't have that moment. Instead, he's trying to get better.
And
Now, that judge,
Are you kidding me?
what do we?
he needs to report to jail by 6 p.m. today. Oh, man.
His bond has been revoked.
His lawyer. We'll call you. We'll call you, Mr. Harris.
Yeah. Oh, man. So he's not in jail?
No.
Yeah, no, allegedly, actually.
Way to go,
not-
Corey. Happy
Yeah.
for you, man. Big baby face.
Truly. Everyone was on that man's side.
But anyway, social media degrees, they make sense. So whenever these people, potentially don't know how something's going to be taken by the internet and they just put it out there, who are we to judge it? Well, we're the people that are on the internet and also on TV, so we kind of have to. But then people hold that against us.
Yep.
Yeah, for a long time.
Not worth it.
And those social media degrees get them their jobs for, I guess, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's just how it goes.
I mean, especially these ones, because they're the most seasoned.
It's like being a
grizzled
Supreme Court
vets
judge.
in the.
What's that? What's that?
It's like being a Supreme Court judge.
Oh, you're there forever.
Yeah.
Well, they say they're packing the court. Do we have enough chairs? I think was being talked about with that. But you're saying grizzled vets, the social media people?
Yeah, the ones now, they will always be the most veteran social media people in the country.
They were the first ever social media degree graduates.
Exactly. So they are like, they're the first ones. They're the masters.
Who teaches the class?
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
They-
Social media experts.
Like some 90-year-old dude that all of a sudden figured it out? Like, how's that
Probably
work?
TV people, who just think they could jump into social media. That seems to be a pretty...
That's exactly who it is.
I'll study this thing for
I
a
had
while.
the option. Like one of my pathways could have been to get a social media degree, and this was back in 2013. 2013.
What?
And
Yeah,
I
you
had
guys
these.
think I'm making this up.
No,
Every
yeah.
time I say this is fucking real.
I had these exact thoughts that Pat had back then, so I'm happy that I did not go that way. Because
That'd
I'm
make
like,
Foxy.
how
I
do you
didn't know.
how do you're either good at it or you're not. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
2013 is asinine. I didn't know it went all the
Yeah.
way back to 2013. I thought this was like a 2020, 2021.
I'm talking to these. I get to talk to these people, and I'm like, the people that actually run the companies. So I talk to them, and I'm like, your social media is crop. Like it's crop social media. But like your social media is your company's representation to two generations. Like people that don't live in your area of business, like they only know your business through your social media.
Yes.
That is your only presentation to some people is the social media. Oh yeah, we got 3 people who got social media degrees, top of the class.
They're legit.
Top of the class, they'll figure it out. Who? What did they graduate? Top of class, social media degree. Social media degree. Then I had a full conversation about social media degrees, and they were enlightening me on social media degrees. Of
course.
The people that aren't, because what happens is a lot of these people think they're too old to understand social media. So they're like scared to do the social media or understand the social media. So boom, that's why we hire these social media degrees. And then these social media degrees can just anything.
It's a great gig. Whatever you say is right. Like they don't know to even question.
Oh, and they know that they're in that situation, and they take advantage of it on a regular basis. Not everybody, of course.
No, there are good socials.
There are very good socials, but if you're too good at social, you just run your own social. You make more money than.
Yeah.
So it's a tough. It is a tough balance in the entire thing. But Chicago Bears letting that one out, I think we would say is a mistake. But hey, you're doing great.
Yeah, and if he plays good, if he's a great football player, and who gives a fuck if he can't hit a ball off a tee?
Sure.
Touche.
Broncos, country.
Yep.
Let's ride.
That's right.
Bingo.
I mean, kind of killed a guy's entire.
You murdered a person.
Got a lot of views, though.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
a lot of views.
We did it.
Yeah.
Remember
Great
everyone?
engagement.
After that, remember how many different colleges did the Let's Ride?
Yep. Social media degrees.
That's genius.
Who's like the Syracuse of the social media degree?
Yeah, who is it?
Probably Syracuse.
South Harmon Institute of Technology.
No,
I think it
Syracuse
is.
too. Like probably feels. Don't they? Wouldn't Syracuse feel like no? We're like real journalists.
Yeah.
We're not into that.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't stoop down as low to what the world is today. You know, they lived 30 years ago. The sandwiches, though, from South Harmon Institute of Technology, I heard they got a good social. I think they got a good social building.
One of the best.
Yeah, I think they got a good one. You ever see that movie?
Nope.
Accepted?
It's a good movie.
Good movie.
Ask me about my Huina.
Good movie.
Never.
No.
It's a good movie.
Young Jonah Hill.
Okay. I love Jonah
You
Hill.
ever seen Tommy Boy?
Oh yeah.
We're just saying movies right
Yeah,
now.
we're just going.
We're just making.
Well, I know there's a couple good ones I know
Hunting.
Deba had never heard of.
Correct.
Ton Diggs taking a shit right now, I think.
Oh, geez.
Oh, Tones, good luck.
He
Ton,
had-
I think I'm right behind you.
He had 3 big pieces of beef that he brought in this morning.
Yeah, he's back on the diet.
Yeah. mhm.
Wearing a white shirt, back on the diet.
Big beef.
Smoking?
Wait, he's smoking at his house. He smoked meat at home and bring it in.
No, it was steaks.
Was it the meat that Weir sent?
No,
I don't think so.
Weir sent a bunch of meat that was already defrosted.
Yeah, that was from Auctioneer Matt.
Yeah, not great. I don't know if any of us are going to be eating that.
Wait,
it was
what?
high
It wasn't
quality
frozen?
meat. It was high quality meats. But anything.
Warm?
The top ones were, they were on their way to being thawed out.
Yeah, then you don't know how long, and then with meats, you got to really watch.
Give them to the animals. Let the animals eat it.
Well, our crows out here are certainly eating good with their peanuts and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and they're still mouthy.
I don't know if we want any animals that are eating the steaks that we're sending out there just hanging out around here. You know, Foss posted a fucking bear walking through his backyard.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's
That's
wild.
Are
a
you
problem in
serious?
New England right now.
Actual bear. This fucker was an
Yeah.
actual bear.
He also
Big
told
one.
me it happens all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's crazy. He was like, "Oh, they're harmless. Nothing to worry about." I was like, "Don't you have like 4 kids under the age of 10? Like bears definitely aren't harmless." This
Yeah,
is,
dogs too.
Yeah, a little alarming. Like
Yeah.
maybe not so nonchalant about that. You
So
got a
New
fucking
England,
black bear.
you guys do the bears thing?
Oh, yeah, they got everything in New England.
So the West has American lions.
And they got wolves now because Yellowstone.
Oh, because they
put them in there.
they created art to put the wolves.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
dropped them in there. Yeah.
And they're gonna bone like rabbits, and they're gonna be everywhere. We got those super pigs coming from Canada.
Exactly what is actually happening. There's too many almost now.
Yeah, no shit. Was that the most obvious thing that was ever going to happen ever with wild animals? Whenever you put them somewhere, it's like we need to bring in some wolves to kind of control the populations around here. You know, we need that. It's like, well, you got 2 now. There's going to be. This is Noah's Ark. They're gonna they're gonna fuck.
Yeah, keep
They're
going.
gonna fornicate.
And then we got bears.
Yeah, they got bears like Connecticut. I honestly don't remember them being that south. Turkeys, a lot of turkeys in Connecticut as well. And then as you go further north,
Turkeys aren't killing anybody. Turkeys are just loud. and annoying.
they're a problem. I mean, on the college I went to, they would chase you, and I know some kids that had to go to the hospital because of
What? Somebody tripped and fell.
Hospital.
No, like got hunted
What do you
down
mean?
by these fucking turkeys, brother.
Turn around and kick them.
Dude, there's like
Embarrassing.
8. Dude, there's like 8 of them. Seriously,
In the hospital?
It sounds like no, 8 turkeys on one. It sounds
I
like
know.
turkeys.
Would you rather fight 50 duck-sized horses,
Right.
or 1 horse-sized duck? This guy said 8 fucking turkeys took me out.
Yeah.
So give me the 1
It was
horse-sized duck.
It was a legitimate worry amongst our camp in our campus about these turkeys.
Video.
A group of turkeys is called a rafter or flock. Very young wild turkeys are called poults. Juvenile males are jakes, and juvenile females are jennies. A group of turkeys is called a rafter or flock. Adult male turkeys are called toms, and females are called hens. I don't know. Okay, I thought maybe we were going to read that they do attack humans.
No, but they do. They're very territorial. But as you go further up New England, yeah, they got bears. I actually do believe they have mountain lions in Vermont, Maine, like way up there.
Could you
Black
imagine
bears.
the Revolution region having a fear of turkeys?
Well, it's Connecticut, my friend. Connecticut is not New England.
Say turkey's
It's
state
definitely
bird,
New
isn't it?
In Massachusetts, yes.
Connecticut is definitely New England.
No, it's not.
It's New England.
Technically, New England is Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine.
What about New
I'll do
Hampshire?
some research.
Of course, live free or die. We don't want to like upset them and put them in New England if they don't want to be, because they are live free or die.
Wild turkeys live in flocks organized by pecking order. Each bird is dominant over or pecks on birds of lesser social status, like the macaques, the monkeys. Turkeys may attempt to dominate or attack people that they view as subordinates, and this behavior is observed most often during breeding. Oh, so they alphaed your friend.
Not a friend of mine. This is just like one of those things, like story amongst campus. Hey, did you hear about that girl that got attacked by the turkeys?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she's okay.
She's okay now.
Mass.gov, too.
Yeah, that's from the government. They never. Nope, not saying it.
We could.
Let's get out of here.
What?
It's a good day today.
It's a good
Great
day.
day.
We're back tomorrow. It's a big week.
Yeah.
It's a massive week, dude.
How's your body feeling? Feel good?
Body feels good. Woke up today feeling real good. Did a little running this weekend, too. I feel good, yeah. We're at the stage now where it's like, what do I do? What don't I do? Is the hay already in the barn? Nah, I can still get a little bit, I think. But the expectations for me, after meeting the team, seeing the team, watching highlights of everybody on our team, boy, I got a good gig. Coming in for a couple minutes. How we doing? You guys get enough rest? Sweet. You guys got the next 15 minutes. I'm out of here. They're back in there. The weather is supposed to be a little bit, a little sloppy.
Sure.
Which could be good, could be bad, depending upon how you look at it. Sloppy means slower, which is good news for a 37-year-old who weighs 250 pounds. Okay, that is potentially a thing. But also touch then easier because ball can't go as far. But with that being said, catching yourself is utilizing a lot of muscles that have not been used in the legs in a long time.
Slip.
Yeah, so just a little slick, potentially groin, hip flexor,
hammy,
little one, any of those. That's the worry. There's a genuine concern, but feel good. 8:30 a.m. Wednesday morning, first game.
Come on now.
Got the Reggae Rovers. We're taking on the fastest fucking island on the planet in the first game.
Oh, boy.
Jamaican alumni national team.
Gonna find out.
Good way to start. Early kick. Well, we always wanted.
The fastest island on planet Earth. We got 8:30 a.m. first game of TST. Gonna learn a lot about our squad.
So maybe you wanted a little wet.
Hey, smaller field though. You're going to negate that speed with that shorter field. They can't really open up and use it.
I think speed is speed. They say speed kills matchups no matter what the size is, but I don't necessarily like that being our first game draw.
Yeah.
I wish they would have rolled that Burnley team out there for us, to kind of at least get a little feel for this whole thing. But the boys are already in town. Hotel's already ready. Got conference rooms ready for rehabilitations. We got hydration stations. I mean, the Concave SC is being run like a professional outfit because we got funds.
Yeah.
It is.
Shout out to Dude White.
Thank you, Dude White.
Let's also not forget Concave SC has some speed of their own.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Watching some Breck Shea highlights last night. That boy can put it top pins with his left peg whenever he wants.
Me and Gumpy were FaceTiming each other watching Breck Shea highlights last night.
Nice.
I was like, this guy's the fucking okay.
We talking about the Breck Sheck house?
Boom. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The internet was jacked about Breck being on the squad.
Love Breck Shea.
And I knew of Breck Shea. I wasn't completely familiar with his game. Watched some highlights. We got a dog in Breck Shea.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Cameron, I think he has like maybe 1% body fat right now. He's been posting himself. And I think we're in an okay spot.
All right.
We got we dance with the rules a little bit. Not our fault.
How?
You're not allowed to have MLS pros on your team. Okay? Not allowed to have Premier League pros on your, current, active. Active. All our guys have professional experience except for me. Literally everybody on the team except for me has professional experience. But the Arena League, our major arena soccer league or whatever, the MASL, we got guys that are the Golden Boot winner.
Okay.
Current.
It's big.
Futsal team. Current. These boys are in their prime right now on a smaller field. Used to a small. So I think the strategy that was put in place to build this team by Foss, by Grella, by Jeff Cameron was certainly a good one. And I think we're going to reap the benefits of it. And because of that, we have a chance to stay 4 weeks in Cary, North Carolina. That's when the finals is. 3 weeks from today. That's a lie. It's next Monday, but that's a long fucking time.
Long time.
That's a long time for a soccer tournament. $1 million on the line's worth it, especially for Concave.
And it makes it a win-win scenario,
What's that?
If Friday morning comes and the boys are a little tired and the other team ends up winning the first round of the knockout, great effort.
Whoa.
Let's get the fuck home,
We're trying
boys.
to win this thing.
Hey, boys, pile up.
What are we talking about?
Pile up, boys. Hey, coach, great effort out there. Time to fucking roll.
So if you make to the knockout rounds, Wednesday, Thursday. We got regular Rovers. Once again, the fastest team that's going to be there. I assume they're going to be incredibly. That's a tough draw early.
Yep.
We need to remain mentally tough after that game, regardless of what happens after the one. So then we got Natty SC at 7 p.m. on Wednesday on ESPN Plus. Both these games ESPN Plus. Then we got Burnley on Thursday. I think it's 7:30 or something p.m. Okay. Then you can't be the lowest person in. 3 out of the 4 people make it to the knockout round.
Oh, okay.
So you can't be the lowest in your group. So that Thursday game might be for
elimination.
For it all.
Elimination game right
between
there. Huh?
us and JJ Watt's Burnley. Then Friday, knockout round. If you win, you get the Saturday knockout round. If you win, you get the Sunday knockout round. If you win, championships on Monday. It's like, that's a long time in Cary, fucking North Carolina. I've heard it's a beautiful city, though.
Yeah.
But now we're packing. Are we packing for 3 days? Are we packing for 10 days? How long am I in North Carolina? I got a 13-month-old. There's a lot of that, but our boys don't care.
No
guys
way.
on our team are like, make this thing 3 weeks if we have to.
Yep.
We're fucking here.
Make it a year.
Who's doing the laundry for the team? I just popped in my head.
That's something I
Great. You got a loop? You got a bag? You guys got mesh bags and everything?
We got a room, so I assume we could figure that out.
No, they definitely have.
Find somebody.
Someone can.
Sure. Could always run to the nearest laundromat.
Foss got it figured out, I'm sure.
Foss has got people.
Yeah. I assume
Is he going to play? Honestly, I want to watch Foss. It feels like from following his journey online, like Foss is juiced. He is ready.
A lot of adversity for Foss.
Yeah.
On his road.
Just physically, you mean?
Yeah, he had to get an MRI on his knee, and then he had a severely pulled hamstring that created a black and blue bruise on his leg. And then he was down and out for a little bit. I talked to him yesterday. He was coaching a team, and he was full on coaching. Which I think he potentially finds a role this weekend.
Okay, that's what.
Although he will be playing. He'll be playing valuable minutes because Foss, ex-MLS guy, senior vice president at ESPN, former MLS guy. Now he says, I didn't play. He was made to fucking MLS. Like, not easy to make MLS. But I think he's watched the most amount of film. He knows everybody that's on the team, and also he understands strategy. He was trying to break down the strategy to me last night about what I need to be doing and how I need to be doing, and I was like, I'm going to need to see that on a dry erase board. Everything you are currently saying, certainly registering, but if we could do it. So I think Foss will not only play, we're talking player-coach, I think, here.
Okay.
With Foss, with Coach Gumpy, obviously. And if we could look into the Oklahoma State baseball team to see if they made it to the Super Regional or not, we'll find out if Coach Miola is going to be there.
That's right.
West Virginia made it.
They did.
Hell yeah.
First time ever.
Hell yeah. We got a team.
Congratulations.
We got a team in Morgantown.
Man, Omaha.
Been a lot of upsets.
Yeah. Who is the team that
Southeast Missouri beat Arkansas?
There it is. In Arkansas.
Jeez.
Correct.
Southeast Missouri's going
In Arkansas.
to the Super Regionals, but yeah, it was the Fayetteville Regional, and Arkansas got upset.
OSU lost to Florida yesterday, but the headline is to set up deciding regional final game. So it feels like maybe today the deciding game is.
Okay, so if Oklahoma State wins, we don't have Coach Miola. No offense to Oklahoma State. I hope today is not your day, but I do
Is there
hope
a kid there?
Yeah.
Do they play Florida again?
Yeah, who they play?
I'm looking.
If they play Florida again, that's going to be a tough task.
Coach Miola, we'll lift your spirits whenever.
Florida today at 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Florida's good baseball
we
team.
got bats on balls now.
Florida's good baseball team.
You think Tony will get in goal and let me take a few shots just to see? I'd like to see how great he is.
That game's happening right now. We should not call him. If it's 2:00.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of that.
Screaming right now.
I think he will let you kick some. I couldn't tell you the last time he did any of this. I've not asked him, but
I assume multiple times a week.
Every night in his sleep. Yeah.
Right, let's get the fuck out of here. We appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey, we did Journalism Day.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Had some good conversations, broke some news today, lived life, did a giveaway with Anthony Richardson. Not a bad little Monday here.
Not at all.
I'm heading to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Here we go.
Stat card.
Yes.
Monday Night Raw is big tonight.
Yeah.
Hershey, Pennsylvania was, keep in mind.
Applebee's.
Oh, yeah, on the road to
You're right.
WrestleMania.
You're
we
right.
stopped in Hershey.
Yeah, you got great service at that particular.
Oh, man, there's nothing better than, going to Applebee's and them giving you the bottom half of a
You guys going back?
Tostitos bag.
No, I will not make it there. The thing about these Monday Night Raw trips that I take, it's really good because I land, I get in a car, I go right to the arena, and then after the show's done, I get in a car and I go right to the airport, and then I'm out of there. So every town could be the exact same. Literally every single town could be the exact same. But as I'm driving to the arena, I try to roll windows down. I try to observe as much as I possibly can and take it all in. But there's cities that I write down. I'm like, oh, need to come back here. Need to come back here with the wife. Sam's pissed that she's not going to Hershey because obviously with the Hershey Park and everything like that.
Tell her it smells like shit.
And that it's closed when
it stinks.
you would be there.
It smells like chocolate.
No, it doesn't. It smells
Yeah,
like
it's
shit.
chocolate. I've been there.
You know it does.
Let's get out of here. We appreciate the hell out of you. Can't wait to go smell that chocolate shit tonight in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Monday Night Raw on USA Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. You are the greatest. It's up to something season.
Oh, yeah.
This one's big. A lot of people taking guesses and shots at what it is.
Some good guesses.
This guy's going to start his own network. This guy's going to start his own network. It's like, that's a lot of people I would be. I don't know if that's... You can go ahead and take that one off the list for the time being. But boy, this one's big. And whenever it happens, and I think it's going to happen, it's going to be a little bit of a time here now. This one's going to be, we'll say a year and a half, okay? We're going to look back on this and say, holy shit, can't believe this happened. But also, how pissed people are going to be when this one is announced is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. I'm excited about it. And the only reason why any of this shit is even possible is because people like you watch this show. We have no idea why, genuinely, have no clue why, but we can't thank you enough. We'll continue to show up as long as you do. You're the best on earth. Now, tomorrow is massive for us. Why? Because it's the next show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got Al Bundy on tomorrow, too.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
The album.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Love
Ohio
and
guy.
marriage. Love and marriage. Goes together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother. You can't have one without the other. Al Bundy's on.
Yep.
Yeah, former Steeler.
Yep.
Yeah. Black belt in jiu-jitsu as well.
Did not know that. Maybe we'll try to roll with him tomorrow via the Zoom or FaceTime. I'll let him know I'll come in there and do my thing. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of jiu-jitsu in black belt, did you go to the UFC fights this weekend, Ty? And what were your thoughts? It was a massive card. We should have talked about it more, especially with Poirier fighting in that entire thing. Legend. He said it might be it for him afterwards, but then people were assuming there's no way he'll give it up because his conversation with his coach in the hallway afterwards, like, this guy's never going to be leaving the cage. He said, what am I fighting for? What are we even talking about in this entire thing? What a run, what a fight. Were you at the fights, Ty?
Yes, I was there this weekend. Great fights, very boring actually, but great fights all around. Obviously went to... I'm on TikTok now, biggest TikTok ever, most important TikTok ever. A lot of people are saying.
Ty, you're on TikTok, Ty?
Me, DJT, one of the two, had Dana White announce at 3 million overnight. Not bad. Not bad. Most important TikTok ever. Again, fights. Great fights. Very boring. Kind of put me to sleep a little bit.
What? You look jacked up. Or you're out here sleepy Joe?
Well, no, a lot of people were saying, I don't know, is that sleepy Sean Strickland? I didn't say that. I would never say that. He's a great man, great fighter. Obviously, he had his little promo, said, hey, what they're doing to me, ridiculous.
Ty?
Yeah, give or take. So, it was a great night. Paulo Costa. Everybody loves the Brazilians in the UFC, don't we? But no, it was a great night. Obviously, the main event, guy named Islam won. Don't love that. We don't love that one bit.
What?
Islam winning, but
who said that?
Well, I'm just saying, Islam Makhachev.
You guys a beast.
He is. Would have loved to see Diamond Hands win because again, we don't love Islam. We don't love it.
I've never heard that.
But there's one thing I do know: you do not fuck with those Dagestanis. Okay, so you fuck with any other country, that's fine. Do not fuck with the Dagestanis, wrestling bears, and all these other people. So it was obviously shook hands with Aaron Rodgers. Said, glad you're not running because I was gonna kill you and your running partner. I was gonna really give it to you, but no, it was me and Dana. We love each other. We love each other very much. I told him, hey, great event, very boring. Let's kind of figure out how we make sure these fights aren't so boring. People paying $80 falling asleep before the main event. Not good, Dana, not good. But no, it was a great night. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, biggest pop in the history of the UFC came in there. Roof blew off the fucking place. Almost took the place down. But what do you expect? That's kind of what I do everywhere I go.
Ty?
Yeah, sure. Me, DJT again, 34 charges. I don't know. People weren't too happy about that. All
right, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you for the UFC coverage, Mr. President. I guess is. I thought you went. You said you went. I thought you said you. No, Trump went.
Yeah, Donald was there, and guess what? They absolutely loved him.
Okay.
Absolutely loved him. A lot of people saying that was the best part of the night.
Made the walk like a fighter too. Made the walk back.
I love watching Islam do his thing.
He's a down.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is really good.
It's just tough because they do. It's not boring, but like they just weigh on you,
and that is like
they just kill you.
That is a fun thought. Like for when you're dealing with international relations, it's like let's get the Dagestanis on our side. Why is that? Well, have you ever fucking watched them fight? We would like to keep them on our side.
He took that elbow, got sliced open, just blood rush, and just moving forward, just constantly, just fucking. I mean, yeah, those guys are fun to watch.
Yeah, they're beasts.
Yeah.
Thank you for fighting in there.
Oh yeah,
fighting.
All right, we're out of here. You're the greatest. Thank you so much. AJ, see you tomorrow. Boys, let's have a good Concave SC week, shall we?
Fuck yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow with a big one. Al Bundy and more. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. That's for real. Let's never forget that. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.